Look at that.
Oh, God.
Boom.
Oh, wow. It really is picking me up. We've got a new setup, folks. You're about to see it on screen.
Nurse.
Yep. Hey, watch what I'm doing here.
Uh-oh.
Well, welcome to the Time Spent Poorly show. I'm your host, Edwardo.
Really big show.
Sitting across from me is my good buddy old Hudds himself, and next to old Hudds is good old brother Ron. Brother Ron is here.
He's a good old bro.
We've got our special guest coming, joining us here a little bit later. That is his name is Bruno. Bruno is going to be joining us, and you know what? I suppose I probably better turn our video on, huh?
Sure.
And we'll make it so we can
not sure what you're doing.
see our faces.
Camera one, camera two, camera one, camera two, camera one.
All right, welcome.
Camera two.
Welcome to the program,
Camera two.
everybody. So I did a big studio remodel, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
And essentially nothing changed except for the backdrop for you guys went away. But I put in hours of work, basically tearing everything apart.
I feel like we're not as well lit as we were.
Boy, you're just not happy. No,
dude, nothing pleases me, Ward.
Nothing,
Come on.
Nothing.
Come on.
no, I think I'm seeing that now.
All of this is
that we're
beneath
sitting
me.
here. But actually, I bought this brand new fancy camera, or a camera I thought was fancy, called an owl camera. No.
Yeah,
We did.
not
It
the
was
not
the
owl
owl
It was
camera.
the Kmart brand.
not
of
owl camera.
Right? Like the Walmart.
Probably like the dollar store version of the owl camera. I mean, it was fine.
$80 store.
But yeah, so it's like an $80 camera. The owl cameras, by the way, are like
$800.
$800. Yeah.
When we were looking at that thing.
So for a tenth of the cost, you can get the same kind of deal, except it's a little bit scaled
Fishy.
back as far
it had
as
a very
it was
fisheye lens.
Yeah,
kinda
and the focus
look
was
to it.
off.
Yeah.
and
then we would have had to put
and it was
trash
really-
bags on and
it was
get into
really
a cheese
soft, like-
grater and
these
do a
cameras that we
90s
have
rap
right
video.
now are pretty high def by
Do
comparison
the
to
no
what.
money, no problems thing.
yeah.
And so I put these ones
your
back on. And I
Rolex
was like, I guess
side
we're
to
just
side.
doing this.
Yeah, we're just rolling up.
Yeah.
No, I think we look great. I mean, I could be lit better. but
Yeah, no, that's the only thing.
that's all right.
I'm noticing that, and like last night when I was playing with it, I didn't realize that. So I've still got can lights. So what I'll probably do is set up a can light to kind of like kick in on you guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Because we get light from that side, but we don't really get light from this side.
right.
And so
It's
if you
the
set
darkness.
it up, yeah.
It's Charlie Murphy. Over
Well, I have
there.
this really cool, like, Two-Face look going on.
Yeah, I
it's like all black over here. Or African American over here, excuse me.
But he was Two-Face one year for Halloween.
Yeah.
And it was a badass costume.
It was the best Halloween costume I've ever had.
One of your better outings. We won't talk about that one.
Yeah, no.
I know.
One of the best Halloween costumes I've ever had.
You almost got your ass beat on that other one.
Yeah, I actually did.
Like you came close.
I had to be escorted out of the bar by the bouncers because they were like, "Hey, come find us when you're gonna leave because you see those 6 guys over there. Yeah, they want to kick your ass." It's like, okay, thanks, guys. Glad you got my back because holy shit,
I don't know if I could deal with 6.
I'm a scholar, not a fighter.
I'm not much of anything.
I'm
a blowhard. I think that's my technical term.
Yeah, I think that might apply to me too. The more I think about it.
God, she has a dislike.
I'm full of shit. Speaking of full of shit,
Mayim Bialik. I'll quit the stutter thing.
What was the goddamn show that she was on when she was a kid?
Blossom.
Yeah, she was Blossom. That's right.
And now she's some sort of neuroscientist.
Yeah, she's also like a weird
bitch.
She's like a weird. I don't know. She's got weird ideas about raising kids.
Yeah, I do like her anti-feminist rants, though. I always like seeing that from a strong, powerful woman saying, maybe you bitches shouldn't be dressing like whores. I don't know.
Is that her rants?
That's why she's gotten so much heat.
Oh, yeah.
2-3 years ago when she was on the gangbang theory or whatever the fuck it's called.
The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, that one. She released something about, you guys complain about sexual harassment, but you dress in a way that's going to get catcalls. Stop dressing like that, and people won't do that.
People were accusing her of victim shaming and victim blaming and stuff like that.
I'm a huge fan of both of those things. And so she does have a little bit of my heart, but her face really turns me on.
It was one of those unconventionally cute faces when she was younger.
It wasn't.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
She's never even been a bag and tag.
Well, no. Okay. So, but okay. To compare, no, I guess I'd say you're right. But I remember when you watched that show,
Blossom.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Did you watch that show?
No.
Nope.
Okay, I didn't watch that.
Saved by the Bell Kid.
What's that?
I was a Saved by the Bell Kid.
Well, yeah, but Blossom was primetime, man.
I didn't have time for prime time. I was out roaming the streets with my buddies, teaching Ronnie to be a bad kid.
No, the
prime time.
Semi bad kid. Let's be real here.
Well,
she fit into that same for when you're young, or when I was young. For me, it was like the same thing that like Anna Kolumsky. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
My Girl.
Yeah, she was on Veep.
I was thinking Veep, but yeah, My Girl.
And there was another actress.
I think she's exactly my age, like within a month or so.
Yeah, they're not, but
so
Anna Kolumsky's not super like hot either.
Never has been.
But she was one of those. She kind of fit into that, like, oh, she's a personality cute. And the Blossom personality on the TV show was probably what was cute, but I don't think it
was attainable.
Translated to her actual.
Can we change the subject from the personality and sexuality of these girls when they were children, please?
Oh, I was
was a child.
I was thinking.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
Anna Kolumsky at 40.
I'm just giving you shit.
She's an attainable woman.
Yes.
Like she's not.
Because we were all
right. She's not
pining for Kelly Kapowski. So
right. I still pine for Kelly Kapowski. That girl is hot at 45 or whatever the hell she is now.
Oh, she's got to be older than that now.
No,
maybe not. No.
She's 45 by now because they were like seniors when we were freshmen.
Yeah,
when
I was
I was just about to get into high school when they hit the scene.
But okay, so when Mayim Bialik isn't on the set of the hit Fox sitcom Call Me Cat, which sucks, by the way. It's a bullshit sitcom. I watched one episode.
They're probably giving her $1 million.
I check out every show that comes on every year.
Yeah,
I'll give like one shot, like a lot of shows, like a 1 episode shot just to see.
Did you watch the one on? I think it's on CBS with the Cedric the Entertainer. where he's the black
The
family,
neighbors.
the neighbors, and they move in.
I've
next
seen
to the
a
white
couple
family.
of those.
Damn it, Lord, you're part of the problem. Damn it, you can't do that, man.
I don't think my one view is gonna skew the Nielsen's that much.
That's what they all say, man. And there's millions of you.
Well, I mean, that's why I think that show, The Unicorn, is still on there. I mean, I love Walton Goggins, but that show has got to let him out of his contract so he can do some real good shit again.
Because he's a good actor.
He's such a good actor, and that shit is so beneath him.
And it's too funny what he said to Kurt Sutter. So he's like if I'll only come on your show if you give me tits, and he did it, and he made it work.
Yeah.
No, I saw I think maybe one trailer commercial, whatever, for her new Call Me Cat show. Doesn't she run like a cat boarding house?
I don't even remember.
And I was like, this
was so good.
This looks like such ass.
It was one of the formulaic sitcom things.
Oh yeah.
It's poorly I feel like we're sending people from 1995 to the future to make sitcoms because
there's a lot of that.
It's even Punky Brewster, the reboot of Punky Brewster. I watched the first episode of that because I'm curious.
I don't know that I've ever been that curious about anything in my life before.
Well, I'm I watched this.
It's like being
I mean, I can't judge
little hottie when she was 4.
I can't judge because I watched some shit, which I'll get
the level
to.
Of curiosity is something special.
That's really now I just want to pick your brain and be like, go through lists and be like, did you watch this? Did you watch this? Did you watch this? Because I would never in a million years have been like, oh yeah, Ward totally seen an episode or two of Call Me Cat.
It's not that many.
Well,
but
sure
now I'm going to set out.
I'm sure it's not. It just, like I said, it amazes me the fact that you went onto the Punky Brewster tangent and just dove. I mean, you really laid yourself out there, buddy. Just dove right in. Yeah, and I watched one. Yeah, what about it?
I had to open the app.
The
Peacock app to access Punky Brewster.
Your dedication to get fisted by pop culture is just
you're like
commendable.
With sitcoms the way that I am with horror movies of just like, man, I don't care how bad it is, I'll give it a try. Exactly. So I understand the feeling. I can understand that. And I guess, hey, you only spend 20 minutes, whereas I spend like 80 or 90. Maybe I'm the real bad one here, but no,
I just got the real problem.
Anyway, Call Me Cat.
Yeah. And while the 45, she's discussing when she's not taping her show or being on episodes of Jeopardy, she's discussing mental health on her podcast. I'm just loving butchering her name, Breakdown. And while the 45-year-old neuroscientist explores different topics, sometimes she enjoys putting research and studies to the test, but it doesn't always go as planned.
Dun, dun, dun.
In her latest episode, she spoke to Dr. David Sinclair, a professor of genetics at the Harvard Medical School, about his book, Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. Before diving into the topic of aging, she decided to try out the sitting rising test.
The SRT.
Which the book says helps determine a person's biological age.
Really?
What is the SRT? Is that the...
I don't know, but I was talking.
Sit on the floor barefoot with legs crossed, lean forward quickly, and see if you can get up. She said. She read aloud. Oh, that's the thing where you sit on the floor and then you get up without having to like.
All right, you're gonna give it a quick test.
You sit Indian style and you get up without.
I'm gonna do it on
assisting yourself.
Keep reading.
See this? Oh, no, I gotta get a picture.
And what do I have to lean forward?
You have to basically push yourself up with your legs and stand up on your feet. Yeah, without.
Okay.
Well, without using your hands?
Yep, I just did it. I passed it at 40, almost 41. I did it.
Okay.
And I'm disabled.
Yeah, you are.
So, I don't know. Take that, Steve Knock.
Okay, so so this is
that girl's like 7. Oh, it's a drawing. Never mind. That's why she looks 7. My eyes are going though, folks.
Okay, so you have to. Well, no. So it's you don't start from a seated position. You have to sit yourself down cross-legged without and then get back up.
Okay.
That's the test.
No hands?
You can't use your hands. You can't get down on your knees.
All right.
You can't put your
video now.
I was going to say, yeah, let's see this. Okay. Yeah, they just like that. And then you get back. Yeah. Okay.
Not bad, son.
Yeah. Round of applause.
I didn't even video it. Fuck.
Somebody give Chris the clap here.
There's no proof. The video.
Level of pain involved in that is pretty significant, though.
Really? I kind of want to try it.
Yeah.
I did it. I tried it recently, and I'm not quite in the physical realm that I need to be to not do it, or to do it very gracefully.
Oh yeah, there was no grace in mine, but there was definitely a lot of pain.
Bend the legs and sit down like that.
Yeah.
And then stand yourself up.
Yeah, that was way smoother than mine.
That was good. Guess what? Right. I'm not doing it.
Guess what? I'm not doing it.
Mine looked like a monkey trying to fuck a doorknob. All right. That was terrible.
Oh. Okay.
Barefooted with legs crossed.
Maybe those neck injections are doing more than I thought.
See if you can get up. She read aloud. With that, Mayim tried.
She tried to get up.
Got up and tried to do the exercise. Look out, SRT coming at you, she said. With her fellow co-host boyfriend, Jonathan Cohen. Oh, she's got kids out of wedlock. Jesus. I know. I have one too. But anyway, Mayim struggled to get down to the floor.
She was married and now is divorced.
Oh, because he didn't agree with her crazy-ass child-rearing ideas?
Probably.
Her back has been out for 3 weeks, and now she's going to do this standing test, Jonathan explained. Afterward, Mayim encouraged her TikTok followers to try out the sitting rising test for themselves, safely, of course. But first, many folks couldn't hold back their laughter seeing the Gangbang Theory star attempt the challenge. Great job, one person wrote. Girl! Another added.
And there's emojis.
Love this
in here
woman! Exclamation point ×3. Brains, beauty, and humor. She's the whole package. Thank you for all the laughter, a different fan said. This is like a knob polisher of an article. As for the fans who tried the sitting rising test, they reported back on their experiences. I can lean forward and make a really loud old lady noise. And I live on the floor now. To which Mayim replied 3 emojis of some sort. Are they crying laughing?
They're laughing, yeah.
Is that the article?
That's what I was going to say. And the article ends with the beautiful ending sentence.
Now, let's give them the
just another day on Mayim Bialik's TikTok.
Is, Big Bang Theory and Jeopardy fans cannot deal with Mayim Bialik's latest TikTok.
You got us, delish.
How did that translate to not dealing?
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Selena Barrientos, with your fucking clickbait.
Yeah.
4 hours ago,
Selena Barrientos must be
like of shitty journalism.
She just got a raise.
Well, her age must end in like 5 or 7 because obviously she can't even.
She can't even. That's great.
Oh my fuck this bitch and her article.
Yeah, we did this last episode.
Didn't we cut into the person who wrote the article because it was trash journalism?
This is garbage.
It's not even it's such an insult to journalism that you can't even call it an article.
No, it's not an article.
You know, where do you find this section of it looks like a
it's Bing, man. He's on Bing. I swear to fucking God, Ward is on Bing again because for some reason Ward is always on Bing.
It's one of 11 reasons.
Let me open up a Google browser.
Oh yeah, let's see what Chrome can do for us.
Chrome doesn't do anything.
No, it just is like, oh, you want to Google something? Because that's what people do on the internet. Like 90% of the time is just Googling something.
News.
And they tried to fight it, like Adobe tried to fight people saying Photoshop it. Like Photoshop is a verb now.
Yeah.
And it has been since you were doing Photoshop.
Oh, yeah.
But they tried to fight it so hard.
They wanted to copyright it.
You want to be like Kleenex.
Yeah. See, and these news articles are nothing like, who gives a shit about any of this shit?
Yeah, that's not grabbing. That doesn't grab me by the groining.
No,
I mean, I got to hand it to Bing.
Hey,
I mean,
MSN.
Texas woman uses rifle to kill alleged peeping Tom.
Oh, hey, I was taking a dump.
We're going to find out she just has a cooking blog.
I was taking a dump. Exactly. This morning, and the peeping Tomcat is back.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but holy shit, that was funny.
And you're contagious.
We're going to find out she's got a cooking blog. Anyway, she shot this guy. So for a really great garlic bread recipe, go to...
I'm sitting down on the toilet this morning. I look up to my right, and through the open window, there's just a cat staring at me. And I've named him Peeping Tomcat. He was there 3 years ago, and he's back.
Huh?
And he just sat there. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he meowed at me, and then he walked away. And I finished and got in the shower.
There are a family of raccoons living somewhere on the property of the guy that lives across the street from me. We're not sure exactly where they've settled, but there's like 4 or 5 of them.
You want some snares?
Lots of us have seen them.
I've got some snares.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was 22, I had a paper route, and up here on Grell I think it was Grell, so that way. But I was delivering papers, and these 3 raccoons were crossing the road. So I stopped to watch them, and then like all of a sudden they turn on each other. And so they have this big fucking tussle in the road, and they're just rolling around like, rah! They're just fucking vicious as fuck.
So you're delivering papers and watching raccoon fights?
Yeah.
That's like the dream.
Yeah.
How old were you?
22.
Oh, it's less cool then. I thought you were like 12.
No, I was in my car driving.
Oh.
No, I didn't have a paper route when I was 12. I wasn't that.
I never had a paper.
That cool.
You weren't that industrious.
Sometimes when we snuck out of the house, we'd stay out at least until the paper
was getting delivered.
We were like, oh shit, who's that? Why are they stopping at every house? Are they looking for us? Oh no, it's the paper people. We need to get back to the house.
Yeah, old people and their papers, they like to get started on that shit early.
Early. They put the early and early bird special.
Yeah,
the old folk.
When I had a route, there was a couple of twin brothers that shared a route, and they were like in their 80s.
Oh,
like a lot of the people that had paper routes are like in their 80s.
Well, yeah, it's a great retirement job.
Yeah,
old people don't sleep.
Well, especially if you're just staying where you're at. If you're not vacationing or going anywhere. Because I mean, that's the only reason I wouldn't get a paper route now is because I'd have to find somebody to cover me for it.
Yeah.
When I'm gone.
And you're gone a lot.
More than a paper route would. Like.
Yeah.
So
it won't facilitate
because basically they're like, it's your job. This is your job. So if you need somebody to cover for you, you have to find somebody to cover your.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're basically your own employer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never jumped on that.
And when I had the paper route,
Doesn't it pay like shit too?
I had a good one. Yeah, at the time I think it was like a nickel a paper or something, but I had a really good one because I had like 3 routes combined into one.
$5 for 100 papers.
And I was getting like 100.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can knock like an apartment complex or something, like I had like and so I was delivering a lot of papers in there. And I had 3 routes combined. And so I don't remember how many papers I had, but it was a lot. And I got back from my paper route one morning, and I was about 3 months in, and I had a good system worked out because I built like a whole like spreadsheet and shit, and I had it like all worked out. And I'd had to have a friend had a friend do it once for me, and then I think my wife did it a couple times with me, but we weren't married yet. And then, but I came home from my route, and I had appendicitis, and so I ended up being in the hospital for like 4 days because they had to cut it out. They couldn't scope it out of me because it was about ready to burst.
Yeah, that's what happened to my mom.
And
that's how hers was.
And so
yeah, her paper was terrible. she didn't see raccoons fighting, so hers wasn't as exciting as yours. But
I was joking. I thought you meant appendicitis.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I was just going with the joke.
My dad and my wife had to work the paper route for me. And so my dad comes up to me in the hospital about day 2.
Bet that wasn't in the wedding vows.
We're going to need to talk about your paper route. And so I had to quit my paper route because they didn't want to do it.
Because your dad was like, this is fucking awful.
He's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And your appendix burst?
No, it was about to burst. But and because they had to cut it out of me.
Like have the worst luck.
Yeah, no, that's.
Every time I turn around, Ward's got the worst thing happening to me. Like, Jesus, dude, let something good happen.
Texas woman fired a rifle through the wall of her home Friday, killing a man who had allegedly been peeping into her window, police said. Houston police responded to the 890 block of Irvington Boulevard around 11 p.m. to find a man suffering a gunshot wound to the torso outside the home. He was pronounced dead at the scene, and his identity was not immediately released.
Well, no, because you can't tell him he was bush gazing.
Right.
When he got killed.
I love that she fired through the wall.
Yeah.
Right. A woman told police she had caught the man peeping through her bedroom window, so she grabbed her rifle and fired through the wall of her home several times, striking him at least once. He staggered a short distance before collapsing at the scene. Houston Police Lieutenant R. Wilkins told reporters who arrived outside the house Friday night there was an adult female that was in one of the bedrooms who observed him looking into her window. She was in fear. She had a rifle. She shot numerous times through the wall. I like how clinically this cop speaks. It's really, really awesome. She was in fear. She had a rifle. She shot him.
Times through the wall.
We're being told it was a peeping Tom.
Ending up striking the male.
He ran a little ways and passed out over there. He's dead on the seat. Yeah, dude, this guy's like
R. Wilkins.
So yeah, R. Wilkins is excellent at
just going out on a limb. His first name is probably Ron.
Oh, I hope so.
Because the amount of calm there in the aftermath of a terrible situation, only Ron's can do that.
I can hear Dad just being like, "Yeah, there was a guy, and he was a creep, so she shot him, and he died.
He shot him, and he died.
Nobody missed him.
This man whose leg got stomped on by a steer this week and didn't go to the doctor. It's just icing his leg.
No, I'll be fine.
Right.
Walk it off. Walk it off. Walk it off.
What is happening, Dad?
Just
get your leg checked out, bro.
Although, this opens a really, really interesting door of discussion for the whole Second Amendment and right to bear arms. And this lady was protecting herself from a dude who may have potentially wanted to do more than just look at her.
Yeah.
Right.
But we got to get the guns out of the schools, Ward. We got to get the guns out of the schools.
There'll be somebody else arguing.
Oh yeah.
But it was
she didn't need to shoot him.
She didn't need to shoot.
Yeah.
Why not?
He wasn't.
There's a whole wall between them.
He wasn't even in her house. Was he really a danger?
Let's do the math real quick. Okay, there was one pervert. Now there's one less pervert. Okay, that's good math. Yep, equation checks out.
I call that good.
That's
stuff.
good science there.
Maybe she's just doing the governor of Texas's initiative to capture all the rapists.
Oh, that was a funny
to eliminate all the rapists.
They hate him.
They're just going to eliminate them all.
Just going to eliminate them.
I've got a woman. She shoots through walls.
She shoots through walls. That's her mutant ability. She's a really dead crack shot through 3 inches of fucking drywall.
Some shitty sighting.
What? God, what movie is that where the person's... Oh shit! They're sneaking through. It's in Barry. When he's going up to the wall and there's somebody on Batty. He is a crazy guy. You are the most evil guy I know. Do I not tell you that enough? He's standing on the other side of the wall from the dude, and the guy's like, and so he raises the gun up a little bit to shoot him through the wall so that he actually hits him.
Oh, they did that in Breaking Bad too. When Mike was going through.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Breaking Bad. That's right.
And the guy had his hands up.
Yeah.
Mike looks at him and
he goes up. Yeah. It was Breaking Bad. That's right. That's right.
I love that show.
You guys just made a better New Mutants. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's what we do. We make better shows, Maddie.
How are you on? Are you already back from, or are you watching like while you guys go to Joanne's?
And I'm in the car, Dad.
If he's like Alex, that thing never comes out of his hand.
They're going to Joanne's to get fabric because my mother is making blankets for my children.
I hear Joanne's has fabric.
They do. They have
it's right there in the fucking name.
Yeah.
Lots. It used to be. It's not anymore. Now it's just Joanne's. It used to be
because they have crafts now.
Yeah.
Too.
Now it's.
Oh, they've expanded for the Pinterest crowd.
Just listening, he says. Okay. How was? Well, anyway, I don't want to detract much, but I hope football practice was good. I'm excited for your first game tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it more when I get home.
What time is it?
4:00 at CHS.
I just went to Coeur d'Alene the other day and bought like $600 and some odd dollars worth of hockey gear for Cameron.
No idea, actually.
$600?
How much? $600? Is that what you said? Holy fuck! I thought my kids' sports were expensive.
Yeah. No. Well,
God damn, man.
And guess what? He'll grow out of all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even yours.
No, my hockey gear I spent $900 on, and I haven't had to buy a new fucking thing in almost 4 years.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because you're done growing.
Because I'm done growing. Well, I grew a little bit since
But yeah, he's been taking those pills on the porn site. No, buddy, that was a dong joke. I don't make a lot of dong jokes.
No,
pants are a bit tight around the crotch.
But I mean, we even got a.
Thank you.
The dude that owns the store, Hockey Armor, up there, even gave us a discount. Like he even gave us money off.
Stop. The store is called Hockey Armor.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hockey Armor.
Yeah, he owns a store in Coeur d'Alene and one in Spokane. Nice guy. He spent the first time we went up there. He spent probably an hour and a half with us just sizing Cameron, and then we bought a couple sticks and left. And I was like, we're gonna have to go buy the gear. Like ultimately, we're
gonna buy the gear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he spent a bunch of time with us talking about stuff, and so I mean, really nice guy. So, yeah.
It's hard to find people that care about their job like that.
Yeah, well, and with all the hockey stuff, like the one thing I learned is like you want the shit to fit right. Like you don't want to have shit that fits loose or whatever.
Because you're already on fucking skates.
Like because we could have bought a kit for him for like $150 that has all the stuff, but then he's got gloves that maybe don't fit right and fucking chest pads that
it's like the 14, Halloween 13, costumes 13, that you buy at Walmart.
How deeply into puberty is he?
I don't know.
Right at the start?
He's probably right at the beginning.
Because one of these days he's going to hit all that fit right is not going to look great. Did we already do the bit about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tumor Man?
Nope. Not even close. Not even close.
Nope. Stay tuned, Tori. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Not even close.
Still to come.
We were too busy
waxing philosophical about Mayim Bialik.
Right.
Trying to stand up and sit down.
Discussing the hot debate of the sexuality of the chick from My Girl or the chick from Blossom.
I don't know. Anna Klumsky is prettier now than Mayim Bialik ever has.
She's great in Veep too. She's so great in Veep.
Just the deadpan way she delivers everything.
I mean, everything about that show is great.
It is. That dude that makes fun of his. I mean, he's like a
jolly green fucking retard over here.
Handy capable, I think, is the proper way to say that. Oh. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, fuck, that's such a good show. Okay.
Norm McDonald.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say.
I got a little bit just because
I don't get a rise in my pants when celebrities die.
I don't either.
Not out of this one.
I did use it to make a Cheers joke earlier, and no one got it.
No, I got it. It bothered me a little bit just because I really enjoy his type of comedy. But I'm not going to be like, I can't go on Twitter about it. I can't go on social media about it because I don't want to be that guy that's like trying to capitalize on the death of somebody.
But at the same time, well, I don't have anything to say.
But like, there's not a lot to say. I'd say the cool thing about it for me is that he kept it all private for 9 years.
That's
the part that I thought was like, that actually gives him cool points in my book because he's had some negative blowback in the past few years for some of his comments and stuff on like cancel culture. And people are like, and had he been like, listen, listen, guys, I got cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm dying of cancer.
Yeah,
I'll be dead this week.
But he never did that. So
I will always. He'll always have a soft spot in my heart for that one interview he did on Conan with the chick that was in the Carrot Top movie.
Oh,
if you've never seen it,
I think I know what you're talking about.
She comes on to promote her Carrot Top movie, and Conan.
Does he just eat her alive?
Well, Conan makes the mistake of like making a joke about that she's in a movie with Carrot Top, and Norm just runs with it, and it's really funny. And he's like, wait, so you left Melrose Place to do this? It's just, like, he buries this poor bitch, and you can see she's really uncomfortable.
I love his ability to make people uncomfortable without being foul was respected.
Yeah.
He's talking
and some of his comedy is just like really like well thought out.
Well, he's talking to her about how Carrot Top's, he's like, so he uses a whole bunch of props in the movie, and she's like, well, no, not really. And he's like, wait,
That's like Gallagher not having a watermelon
his
smash.
entire shtick is that he uses props. So you're going to stick him in a movie where he doesn't do anything that he normally does that's funny, and you expect people to want to go see that? Like, he just says that to her flatly on TV.
He's a roided out rubber chicken salesman.
Oh God,
like,
it's really, really funny. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. It's only a couple minutes long.
Oh, BB's here.
But man, she's uncomfortable. Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Add him to the chat.
Welcome.
What's up?
There's our friend Bruno.
I can't say it about him because I already said it about you.
Hold on a second. I gotta
say, coming to the stage. It's
get your mic on. I gotta turn that music off.
Muscle, steel, and sex appeal. Here comes Bruno.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are my audio levels on your end?
You sound good to me.
All right.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yep, good.
Yeah, no, you sound good to me.
So apologies for the tardiness.
No worries.
Please catch me up.
We're just talking about.
We were just talking about Norm McDonald.
Oh, I got the message
his
today.
Ability
That's crazy.
To crush females that he's in.
I was. If you
with.
haven't seen the video of him on Conan where he's discussing with the gal who was in Chairman of the Board, the movie with Carrot Top.
No.
It's the video that I always go back to because this poor woman. Conan makes the mistake of saying one joke about the fact that she's in a movie with Carrot Top, and Norm just runs with it, and this poor lady is so uncomfortable.
Oh,
it's
man,
really great.
Yeah, no, I have not seen that.
Definitely check that one out. We touched on we did a couple of news articles. Talked about Miambiolic and
I want to hear you say her name 10 times fast.
A sit-stand test. Boy, I really struggle with her name.
Yeah.
And,
wait, who is this? Who's this?
Miambiolic.
There we go.
Maya Bialik. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Who
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Okay.
Fowler.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Well, you pulled that name.
I did.
That was
right out of that.
Yeah.
The middle name even.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, well, no, that's what he calls her every time he mentions
it. Okay.
That Sheldon dude's little raspy voice sticks in your head.
Yeah, it does.
It definitely does. Definitely does.
There's a lot of little bazinga catchphrases that stick in your head from that guy.
So how you doing, Bruno?
I'm doing good, man. Doing great. Just got back from overseas like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Portugal, right?
Yeah, man. It was a good time. A little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure.
Nice.
I hear the prostitutes out there are fantastic. Is that true?
I don't know about out there, but Europe does. Europe does. Well, I mean, you have the Netherlands, who's big on that. The red light district
up there in the damage.
Isn't that where Wayne went when he did his? Yeah.
If nobody's dropping names or anything.
I didn't say his last name.
The Wiz definitely had a good time.
I was talking about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Well, so
top shelf.
I saved one of our best pieces. Well, not the best piece of content, but a good piece of content for when you got on because I felt it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I've been dying for this.
The golf fight.
Just 2 words, golf fight. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to know what this is.
I couldn't give any more detail because it was just because it's going to take me a little bit to like unfold everything because it's paint
me a word picture, Ward.
Today I had a short day for work because I worked on Saturday. So Nicole and I were like, hey, let's go golfing when I get done working. So got done working. She ended up getting on a phone call for work because she's actually home this week because they had a COVID outbreak in the school. And so they closed the school for a week up in Orfino.
No, they didn't.
Oh, yeah. So they did. So she's home, working from home this week. And so I said, well, let's go golfing after I get off. And so she was on a phone call for work. And so I came and cut the holes in the door for my daughter's bedroom that she needs a new door. So anyway, that's not the point.
No,
we went to the golf
fight.
Yeah. We got on and we haven't golfed in probably 3 weeks or so. And I'm not a big golfer. Nicole's more athletically inclined than I am. So she's better at it also.
Well, yeah, plus she gets to hit off the women's tees.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. When I hit the ball, my ball will
sometimes
hits
off the handicap tees.
I will hit off the men's tee box, and my ball will sometimes make it to the women's tee box. So
you golf like I do, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, today I was having a rough day today too, and so we got to like the 6th hole, and I was getting pissy. Not like in a way that you didn't want to be around me, but I was like, this golf game sucks. And so I was just kind of like, oh, it is what it is. So we're playing. And these about hole 5, we see these gals behind us. And so Nicole's like, hey, we should probably let these guys play through one of these next holes here. So we finish 5, and then we get on to 6, and it's like, well, they're not quite close enough to let them play through. So we'll play 6. So we start playing 6, and I fucking hit a ball weird, and then Nicole hit 2. And so it's not that we're not familiar with like golf etiquette. So and the 2 gals behind us really friendly. Like they waved to us at one point, and so like we had every intention next hole we were going to let them play through. So I'm going up to, and the fairways basically run against each other on these particular holes. So 5 is playing down to 6, and 6 is playing up against 5. And so as I'm going up to hit my ball, this one guy yells at us, these girls are better than you. You should let them, you guys should let them play through. And I just go, yep.
And that's like me saying very well. Oh. It's like a bitch slap verbally. Oh.
So, and he was just like, I didn't make eye contact. I was just like, I'm fucking pissed right now. So I sat there. We let and Nicole talked to the
gals. Wise to patronize a man holding a golf club, motherfucker.
Wait a second. So so we sit there, the gals come up, and Nicole goes, we're going to let you guys go ahead and play through. Those guys yelled at us and Nicole was pretty loud about it. And they were like, oh, are you sure? It's okay. I hope you don't regret the choice, because we're not playing that great either. And it's like, Nicole's like, no, those guys yelled at us. So just go ahead and play through. And so we let them play through, and we wait. And it was a little bit of a wait because they were struggling on this particular hole too. And you usually don't let someone play through in the middle of a fucking hole.
Yeah.
You wait till the start of the next one.
Till the start of the next hole, yeah.
But the dudes pissed us off, so we went ahead and did that way. I was like, just pull off, wait, let them play through. And then so by the time we get started, those dudes are breathing down our necks, the 2 dudes that were behind us. And they each have their own carts.
Oh, God.
So Nicole and I finish our hole, and we sit up there waiting to start on 7, and they finish their hole, and the one guy that said something pulls up to Nicole and goes, I didn't yell at you. And this really condescending kind of like, and so Nicole goes, well, yeah, you did, but it's all right. Just go ahead.
Go ahead and play.
But I didn't. and he goes, but I didn't yell at you. And she goes, no, you did, but it's fine.
Very well.
Go ahead. And he goes, you want me to yell at you? You should shut the fuck up. And he was like, God,
shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, you just and it was like, you just shut the fuck up right now. And so that pissed me off.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my fucking God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And he's like, this guy's maybe like probably 60s to 70s.
Really?
He's one of those.
I can't wait to rewatch this video to see Bruno and I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. We both, as soon as you said that, like shot up in our seats with this just mouth open, like
shut the fuck up.
What the fuck did he just say?
Yeah,
it's definitely a video moment.
And he got really fucking loud.
Oh my God.
Like it was like the switch turned on from like an abusive husband.
Man.
And so I got pissed, and I fucking hauled off at him, and he starts to drive off. So I go over to his cart, and I catch the back of it, and I give it a big fucking shove.
You hope
like a fucking football, like a lineman shove.
Yeah.
As you're coming off the line.
Jesus.
And so it goes like a hip slide, and the fucking cart does a rock over and
I wish it
bounces back on. And I was like, man, if I'd had just a little bit better center of gravity and a little more center, I could have not. But so then I start walking back and he stops his cart and he gets pissed and he comes hauling off and he goes, get over here, fatty.
Oh, you should have kicked his fucking teeth.
I'm wearing a bigger shirt, so it's a baggier shirt, and I'm all, I'm overweight right now, so I know I'm a little on the heavier side, but I wasn't like worried about that. I just turned, but that was his comment, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he grabs the fucking iron from his bag, and he's getting it up to, and I start just walking toward him. Jesus, I go, you hit me with that fucking club, you're gonna regret it because I'll beat the shit out of you. You better fucking knock me out.
I will end your 70-year-old
and
life.
And I just keep walking toward him.
You shit eater.
I've never felt that kind of confidence in my.
You've never felt so confident as when you were chasing down an elderly man.
No, I mean he wasn't.
I'm sorry. No,
he was a healthy elderly person.
Dude, honestly, though,
I'm 100% joking with that statement because I'm so proud of you right now. I'm so proud of you.
Dude, when the guy said fatty, you should have turned to him and like, what are you, 5 years old?
I can't. What
are you, 5?
Bro, are you out of your fucking mind, old man?
That's, man.
Wow.
He backed down.
I wouldn't have pushed this golf cart. I'd have grabbed onto the thing and started shaking it and screaming, I will fuck you to death. Scare that old man into having a heart attack or something.
My fucking patience with the elderly is so far gone at this point.
This guy must be insane. Like, what is he thinking?
There's some issues there.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
I'm just
in shock. Just in shock about hearing that.
So then he tells us,
"Dang,
I'm still upset you didn't actually."
Good luck getting to come back here.
Like I'm still.
So he was making threats, basically that we're.
Do you know who my dad is?
Well, Nicole,
do you know who my dad is?
So when your adrenaline gets going, obviously, you're like in that shake mode. So I'm just sitting in the cart and I'm just fucking fuming. And so they go and hit. And they go, thank you. I go, fuck you.
Fuck you and your mother.
And then they go off.
You old bastard.
The guy he's with didn't say a fucking word.
No, he was probably embarrassed.
He was embarrassed.
30, 40 years.
He was probably so embarrassed.
Maybe they've known each other since high school.
Well,
like
so here's
my grandpa's friends.
Yeah.
And it's like I've dealt with this for 70 years.
Yeah.
Or he's that fucking Klingon dude that just kind of fucking latches on to people that are at the course that he knows, that he recognizes.
Yeah.
Hey, let's run this 9 together. Because come to find out, come to find out, this dude plays like 36 holes a day. Because we went to the pro shop and we were like,
fucking good luck going back there.
No,
good luck catching a sale at the pro shop now.
We got
his status.
We got a pass.
Did you really?
You got a pass.
We did. Well, in the pro shop.
Wait, out of that whole ordeal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a season pass, just a
right.
Yeah. Well, because we ended before we finished we didn't finish the last 3 holes because Nicole's like, I'm done. I don't want to do So we bypass. I'm
gonna leave, or there's gonna be a murder at the golf course.
Well, I'm gonna fucking end this old.
She was pretty sure that they were gonna he was gonna just try to push our buttons for the last fucking 3 holes. And so I was like, fine. And so then she's like, I'll go. And so as we get down there, he saw that we bypassed them. So then he drove down really quick to the pro shop to go in and tell on us.
Yeah.
And so
what a dork. What a loser.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with 70-year-old children all week. I'm fucking sick of it.
Nicole goes, take the clubs to the car.
Take the club.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right. Because she's like, you're just going to get an altercation.
If you'd have gone in there, you'd have left in handcuffs.
Yeah.
So really,
because he
would have said he definitely would have said something.
A putter to the dome.
Let's all just take a moment to thank Ward and his level-headedness so that we could be here to do the show tonight, and he's not sitting and holding right now
for attempted murder with a fucking 9-iron.
Yeah,
well, I'm pretty sure if he would have swung his club at me, I could have I was at that I was in fucking beast mode. I'd have caught the club and
Steven Seagal'd it out of the way. And
I'm literally imagining this, like, what would you say, like 70-year-old man?
Yeah, little short guy.
Like a 70-year-old man just having a temper tantrum, like a little child, like, oh my God, you know what they did? You know what they did? Just like, bro,
yeah, well,
grow
and it was,
up, dude.
And what he was fucking burnt about was the fact that Nicole said he yelled at us.
I know that's, and
he
like the way he escalated
through. It would have been nothing at that point if he'd have played through, or if he'd have just been like, "Hey, thanks." We'd have probably still been pissed because he's a dick.
But
it would have ended there.
It is an almost impressive level of audacity that he approached your wife and was just like, "You want me to yell? Fuck you, bitch! Shut the fuck up!" That is the balls.
Yeah. No, that was
like, it is, like I said, it's almost impressive. Just like, dude, that is some serious zero fucks given energy right there. Of just like,
yeah,
it's the way I have reacted to my kids at times when I stoop to that.
I can't believe
when I stoop to their level.
Like,
it's fucking magic.
And that was how I saw him react. I'm like, oh no, I'm not your fucking kid.
Man, that's crazy.
I'm shocked that he would really blow up like that and just say shut the fuck up to some complete stranger.
Did it live up to the hype?
Oh, it so lived. You did not hype it very much, and I'm glad that you didn't.
I didn't want to tease any of it.
This was a good story until the shut the fuck up was the hard. Like I said, I can't wait to go back and rewatch the video because I sat up and saw Bruno doing the same thing of just this like mouth open. Did he really just say that? Like, no way. No way.
Shut the fuck up.
Like honestly, if that was
say that to my wife.
So would you have reacted similarly if someone had told, like, say, Tori to shut the fuck up?
I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have reacted worse. Yeah.
And I'm not
a violent person, but I don't handle those kind of situations very well. Like, I don't seek out violence, but as soon as he spoke to her the way that he did, that's all bets are off, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, and like my last two relationships, I'd have been like, yeah, she does need to shut the fuck up. She just needs to shut up.
I wouldn't.
I'm still gonna kill you.
So I'm still upset with your taking umbrage, but
again, paint the word picture for me here. So how far away is he from her when he says this, the shut the fuck up thing?
Between you and me.
How far away are you?
No, like we're like between you and I'm sitting next to her in the car.
So you're sitting right next to her. Yeah. I probably wouldn't even have said anything. I probably would have just I probably would have just grabbed a club and stood up and just beat the shit out of the guy. I really probably would have. And when the cops got there, I'd have been like, yeah, he verbally threatened my wife and she can corroborate the story and it's our word against his. And I
bet his buddy won't.
Well,
and his buddy's not going to fucking say anything.
Fatty charged because he was starting to drive off in the cart. So I wanted to get a one good blow in, and that's why I went after him.
Was he wearing plaid pants?
Like I said,
no, he was wearing like homeless clothes.
I'm not a proponent of
He's one of those fucking flip-flop golfers that wear, and he doesn't have like I mean, he had his own cart. Dude, he has a fucking membership, and those are like $1,000 for a year.
Yeah, he spent all his golf clothes money on golf passes.
Apparently.
I really kind of feel like the only time violence is a really justifiable response is when someone's directly threatening like your loved ones and your family and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's close enough for me. Like I would have, I don't know, man.
Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, well, Nicole goes, that's the fastest I've ever seen you move.
What are you calling me fat too? Fuck you. Like,
you need to shut the fuck up.
Wow, I can't believe that.
That was fantastic.
Which golf course were you at?
Brighton.
Wow.
Well, and the poor guy, the poor fucking golf pro, we went in and so I showed up when Nicole was already like laying into him about everything. Because he didn't know how to fucking handle it because he's like, we don't have a fucking
because an angry Nicole is not
no we don't have, he's like, we don't have like, I'm sorry, we can't afford a fucking, what is it, a warden or something. They have like basically a guy that goes around and enforces that they're like, you're playing too slow, we're gonna have these guys play, these guys should play through. They can't afford it,
of course,
because they don't have enough attendance or whatever. So and it was like, well, that's not the point. What the point is, like, you need to say something to this fucking clown,
and they're not getting
about his
water
behavior,
like the country club.
Right? And
that's a whole other,
because when she showed up, he was in there fucking tattling, and she goes, "You know," and they had a whole argument that I wasn't privy to.
Captain Shit Eater,
but he was like, he shoved my cart to the fucking golf pro, and he was like, after you fucking yelled at him,
yeah.
And then you came at him with the club.
Yeah.
You want to play
shove your cart, I'll shove my golf club down your fucking throat, you piece of shit. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I probably would have handled the situation worse.
That's crazy.
I've had many encounters where I have those hindsight thoughts where it's like, oh man, I wish I'd have said this.
Oh yeah, we all have those.
And not this one. This one was pretty close to perfect for me, and those don't happen that often.
I wish I would have said the price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, there's things. I mean, you hit me with that club, I'll fuck you with the broke off style of it.
Hit me with that club, I'll fuck you with it. Like, I mean, so those kind of things. Yeah, but
I'll make a new hole to skull fuck you. Oh, God, old people.
Wow, I'm still in
shock.
Know,
man. That's one of those things that
If it had happened to me, like if he had, like said fuck you to me or shut the fuck up to me, I think I would have just been in so much shock that I wouldn't know what to do. I would just been sitting there like,
just with that look on your face of just like, did this bitch really say that?
Yeah,
it'd take you a good 30 seconds to actually process what was happening.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally can get that feeling.
You'll be driving home. I'll shut the fuck up.
Dude, exact. Because I've had moments like that where like it's just someone says something where it just takes me like I'm not even expecting it. I'm just like, whoa, what? And you don't even know how to. You need like a second or two to process.
Where you're just like, wait, did that really just happen, or is my brain stroking out right now? Like,
pretty much.
I want a reason to club.
Pretty much.
Man. When you said golf fight, you were not underselling the fight word.
Yeah, no. It was 100%. I was so excited. Like coming home from the golf course after it was all over, I was like, I've got content tonight.
Oh man, that's fucking amazing. Thank you.
That's epic. That's a pretty epic story.
Thank you for that. That's one of the better stories I've heard on this show.
That was pretty good. Should we do Ron's COVID bit now?
My COVID bit, I really, I don't, like I said, we've discussed it at length, and I don't really have a great deal to add to it. But in between this show and the previous show, I wound up having to get tested for COVID because I was deemed a close contact because of anyway.
Why did you have to be tested?
Long story. So
I had to turn that shit down. I'd like, eat my ass.
Well, because I work in food service, like I handle people's food and shit like that. So like
they can't force you to get tested.
Well, no, they didn't. It wasn't a force.
Yeah, you got to play the game though.
It wasn't a force.
Yeah, exactly.
If they were forcing me to get the vaccine, that's a different story. Forcing me to get tested, yeah, sure, whatever.
Nasal rape, man.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Honestly, it's a win for you though, because like when you get tested for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I know whether I have it or not.
And when my mom got it last year, it literally put her in the hospital. So like, I don't exactly want to play around with it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But the testing is kind of my main point. So when my mom got it last year, I literally, there was pretty much no way around the fact that I was also going to have it. But I couldn't get tested no matter what I did. And anybody that I spoke to about getting tested just told me, don't worry about getting tested. Just act as though you have it. Quarantine for the next 17 days. You're good. Just leave it at that. And I was like, what?
Jesus.
But if I don't have it, I need to get the fuck out of the house so I don't get it. What do you mean? Just act like I have it. What?
Just take more.
And so I had a real big issue with that. Well, then flash forward to here. Oh no, our screen just went blank.
It'll come back.
Oh, okay. Flash forward to here in the last like week and a half, I had the same issue, and I went to Valley Med and was like, yeah, this person that I'm close to tested positive. This is the day they tested positive. I need to find out if I have it, blah, blah, blah. Well, do you have symptoms? Well, no. Okay, well, how long ago were you around them? Well, this is long. Blah, blah, blah. Once again, I had to jump through all these hoops and answer all these questions, and then I had to go get examined by the doctor. And then, and only then, after I was examined, it was up to the doctor's discretion of whether or not I fit the criteria to be tested or not. And I'm just like,
what?
Yeah. And I'm
that
like,
sounds weird.
Why is the whole country grinding to a halt? Why is
discretion
big deal if I go to the doctor knowing that I was around somebody that has this thing that everybody's like, oh, we need to be careful, it's killing so many people, blah blah blah, and then the doctor's just like, nah, you're cool, don't worry about it, you're okay.
Wow.
And so it just kind of a minor update.
Twice inconsistency in the alarm,
in the narrative, and the level of alarm.
And that's the problem. That I think is really the main problem. It's like everyone has different things that they're saying. Everyone has different alarms. There's no consistency.
No.
So you're just like, this is a joke. This has to be a joke.
On a different page for where they're at with it. So like when it started, we were at a different spot. Like everybody has slowly evolved to this other place, and there are people that are either feel strongly in one way about it and strongly the other way about it, and then there's these people in the mid that like fell somewhere in the middle, or kind of like, or slowly to one side or the other. But it's because of that there's just so much like, then the media narrative has been so fucking clouded by all the fucking panic attack bullshit that they do with it.
There's all these people that are saying like, it's not a my body, my choice thing. You, by not getting the vaccine, you're putting me and my children's lives in jeopardy.
I don't think they understand how vaccines work.
I don't think so either.
Well, and it's the same as like,
but then you go to the doctor to try and be conscientious about it and be like, hey, no, I might be spreading this disease. I need to make sure I'm not. And they're like, oh no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's like, what? Huh?
Right.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
You guys don't have you guys have Walgreens near you?
Yeah, we do.
Not with two of them, I think.
And you guys can't get tested at the Walgreens?
Well, no, see, that's what's funny is because that was one of the things my boss pointed out. She's like, why don't you go to Walgreens to get tested? Walgreens does drive-through testing. You want to know how long the wait period to get tested for a drive-through test on Walgreens was?
What was the wait period?
4 days.
What?
4 days.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah. That's out. No, I could just go to the one right down the street from my house and have an appointment tomorrow.
Nope. 4 days.
Or you could take vitamin C.
4 days. And that was
all right.
We have 2 Walgreens, and 4 days was the shorter one. The other day was the Lewiston one was 5 days.
In their defense, 4 days is how long you wait in the drive-through anyway.
Oh, yeah.
For anything.
and as Tori points out in the chat here, the non-existent rapid tests. On the day that we found out about this, that I was trying to get tested, everywhere in what is, Bruno, you're not really familiar with the area, but our town, Lewiston and Clarkston, both towns together, both stores, plus Moscow and Pullman, which is where the University of Idaho and Washington State University are, and they're a half hour away from us. All 4 of these towns, not a single fucking store that carries rapid tests had any.
Were they just sold out, or they just didn't have it? Like, that's weird.
Both.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, so in Portugal, there were some kind of restrictions where you either needed a vaccine or you had to show a negative test for certain things on certain days, which is a whole funny story in itself. So I just went to the supermarket and I bought 5 rapid tests for 10 euros, which is about $13. And that was it. They were €2 a pop. And whenever I needed one, they look like pregnancy tests, essentially. Yeah,
that's so my girlfriend, she was able to take a rapid test because her boss had some like on hand that she had bought previously, but they were the person who tested positive. She needed to be tested more quickly than I did. So
that's so weird. Yeah, no, mean, we have like a million places here within like a 25-mile radius from me. I got over a dozen places I can go to get tests done.
Were you ever symptomatic?
Oh, I had it like way back when the whole thing started. I caught it. But no, I haven't been symptomatic since.
Yeah. I had it in like April of last year.
Yeah, I had it in March.
Oh yeah, and as Tori points out, hers wound up being a false positive anyway, so it was all a big fuss about nothing. But
which is way worse with a birth control than it is for
yeah. But no, I just like I said, I
was almost funny
going through it that day. I just thought it was really, really stupid. I twice during this pandemic, I've thought that I've come in contact with it. I've tried to be a conscientious, like helpful citizen and be like, no, I need to find out whether I have this so that I can. No, there's not.
Nope.
If anything, they just give you the runaround.
Yep.
Yeah, going back to the
minutes.
Go ahead.
I've had is dealing with people who are bitching about masks, and I just tell them to go fuck themselves, and they walk away because I have one of those faces.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well.
Yep. I'll get right on that.
Going back to the whole the vaccine thing, it's like I don't think people really understand the vaccine. It doesn't prevent you from spreading it. It doesn't prevent you from getting it 100%. It's just if you get it, you won't end up in the hospital, right?
But
the
that's
symptoms.
Also not true. Like everybody's like half the people who are in there now with the Delta variant have been vaccinated.
Yeah, but you're presumably a little more. You have like some kind of immunity, right? It may not be a full immunity. It won't hit you as hard, right?
You're slightly less vulnerable, right. But if you've already had the virus anyway, you're less vulnerable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what's the point?
The COVID parties early on are all still alive, and they're all fine. They're not dying of the Delta or the Mu or the Omega variant.
Well, I'd really like to run the math on all the statistics they've put up. It's like I feel like we've had more cases than we have people in the country at this point. That's probably not accurate.
Oh, it's like
but I feel like
somehow 7 million people from Georgia voted for
right.
What?
Voted
There's
for
not 7 million people there. Like,
right. 3 million people in the state of Idaho have had COVID.
I just read a study out of Israel recently, how like they were saying that if you caught it and you have immunity from catching it, your immunity is actually stronger than the immunity from vaccines.
Yeah,
I've heard similar things.
They're saying like it's just look. I've been, I haven't been like crazy out there licking toilet bowls, right? But I'm a little loose myself.
I'm really proud of you for not doing that.
I'm a little
buddy. Way to make the smart choice.
Why not? Why haven't
you? Right?
Windows and doorknobs.
That's yeah.
But your glory hole game is still strong,
right?
Nobody's giving that one.
And I haven't caught anything since.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And I get tested regularly because of work.
Because of work, you have to.
Yeah. So, and I never no positive tests. No positive tests.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I just
well, I know I never tested, but I know for a fact I had it in February because I lost my sense of smell.
Yeah,
and I still
because you were huffing bleach. Or
the
something.
Only thing, the only thing
wasn't that you were smelling bleach and you're like, I can't smell that.
I'm like,
Nicole, does this have any smell?
Burning his nostrils, doesn't even know about it.
Shut the fuck up.
I can smell.
Catch Ward out in the shop, and he's got like 3 cans of paint, a thing of paint thinner, and some bleach. I can't smell any of these.
quick, just high as hell.
I can't be a parent right now. Nick, you're gonna have to take care of the kids.
You should get tested for the antibodies to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't test me. I had a blood test at the VA for my annual checkup. Well, not annual anymore. It's been like 2.5 years. But they
wouldn't do an antibody test.
Will you test me for the antibodies? Because I know I've had it at least once. Oh no, we don't do that unless you have symptoms. Like, what the fuck is the point then? If I have symptoms, I know I have it.
Right.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Shit eaters.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe I could go to Vitalant and they would do it.
What's
that blood bank downtown?
Yeah.
But they'd probably charge me. It'd probably be like,
oh no, if you just go get your blood drawn, they'll test you for it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a lady, and she didn't even know that she'd had it, and she's 63 and over, like morbidly obese. She had it, and she was tired for a couple of days, and like all of the mitigating factors that are comorbidities for people,
right?
And she was fine.
the biggest gripe for me about the loss of smell is just that like fucking detergents and soaps and shit so don't smell the same yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that'll come right and that won't come. Well, I didn't lose my sense of taste. Everything tastes great.
Because I know they're
just the smells.
Yeah. I lost the smell for a while. It was probably a month and I was sick for like 3 days.
Coffee has a funky smell to it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story about getting blood drawn? So I hadn't been to a doctor in like 5 years or something because there was a period I didn't have any kind of health insurance, and I'm a pretty healthy guy, so I was like, whatever, I don't have to go. Yeah, ish, right? And so I finally got health insurance, and I was like, all right, let me go to the doctor and do blood tests and all that stuff. So I went this past August. No, not this past 2020, August 2020. I was like, all right, let me finally go to the doctor, get my blood tests, do the whole tests of all that stuff they do. And I get there and the guy's like, all right, we're going to draw 5 vials of blood because we're going to do a lot of tests since you haven't done tests in a long time. He's like, you may pass out. I was like, nah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I've done this before. No worries. So the first 3 vials, good, no problem. The 4th vial, it's like starting to come out slowly. She takes the little rubber band out of my arm and is like tapping my arm to see if she can continue filling it up. And then I just start feeling weird. And I turn to the nurse. I'm like, I don't feel too good. I think I'm going to pass out. Next thing I remember, I'm waking up with the doctor in front of my face. And I think he was pouring water down my chest. And the first thought that comes to my head was, wow, I must have been really tired for me to doze off at the doctor's office. And then it takes me like a second to realize that I'm at the doctor's office. The doctor's in front of my face. And I'm like, oh, I just passed out. Wow. And it was the craziest, most surreal feeling. And I couldn't stop laughing about it. I'm just laughing the whole time. Oh, man. It was crazy. It was pretty insane. And they're like, oh, it's normal. It's normal. Don't worry about it. I was like, I'm not worried. I just think this is hilarious. But whatever. Got my test done. And then they did the whole antibody test. And that's when I knew that I had that I was positive for the antibodies.
Yeah, you're good to go. Did they ask you to come in and donate once a week?
No. You know what's actually
when they were still developing the vaccine.
I got an email a little while after for someone like, oh, we know that you tested positive. Would you like to donate blood? And I was like, all right, whatever, I'll donate blood. And then they were like, okay, we'll email you with all the details. Still waiting. So I guess they didn't need it.
No, nope. Apparently not.
Yeah. And now you don't have to be scared of the pandemic because you've got the antibodies.
Right.
That's it, man.
That's it. No,
unless you did a movie with Tom Cruise.
To be really accurate, you do definitely need to be afraid of the pandemic. You just don't necessarily need to be afraid of the disease that caused the pandemic.
Right, exactly.
You need to be afraid of all the other tangential things that the pandemic has caused.
It's weird.
Pretty much.
Crazy fucks.
Yeah, I'd say the pandemic is definitely a pandemic of sorts. For sure.
Yeah. The fear zone by the news agencies has been insane. Yeah.
And I didn't even take any medicine. When I had it, I didn't take nothing. No Advil, no Tylenol, no Robitussin, nothing. I slept, drank tea, and ate soup.
Took some Robitussin.
I took
Robitussin.
Some rub and tugging.
I made sure as many fluids out of my body as possible.
I took NyQuil and Tylenol, but I do that whenever I'm sick.
Oh yeah, I did cocaine and strippers. And it was fun.
No, I don't take any kind of medicines. Nothing. I really have to be in pretty bad shape for me to take any kind of medicine.
And that's good because then when you do take it, it'll work better because you're not your body's not used.
That's
right.
Like
exactly
the fucking
exactly.
Fucked my back up a few months ago. they gave me like it's whatever the equivalent to Flexeril is now, but I don't think they do Flexeril anymore.
But it's
that's like
for the same reasons.
Yeah,
problem with my neck.
And so that
like,
first pill that you take after not having taken it for months.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a fucking ride that is. It's like, it's just, it puts you in this fucking beautiful, like,
I feel like I'm floating, but I'm stuck to the couch
coma.
At the same time.
I really want some.
But
Cheetos.
then if you take the one you take after it, I feel like there's diminishing returns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it's like, so then I don't take it for a long time. So then I just suffer through the pain. Yeah. But then when I take it later, then it's like a new thing again.
When I was talking to the doctor at the pain clinic, when I went in to get my shots here earlier this month, I was talking to him about, I was like, I don't know what our options are here, but like, I need you to come up with something to prescribe me that's stronger than ibuprofen, because I'm taking 1,600 milligrams of ibuprofen a day. And I'm pretty sure that's not really good for me.
Wow.
So,
and it's not even touching
and it's not really like helping because of how much I take it. And he's like, well, if we mask the pain, then we're not going to know if the stuff that we're doing to treat the pain is working or not, because you're just going to feel better. And I'm like, oh, heaven forbid I fucking feel better, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, look, that's the other thing too, is that's why I try to avoid a lot of the medicine too, is like, I rather my body just learn how to defend itself. Because the other thing is, if you start taking a lot of drugs, your body's going to be like, oh, I guess I don't have to worry about anything because the work is being done. Yeah, the work is being done for me. And then when a disease like COVID comes around, you're fucked.
Yeah,
because your body's not used to fighting anything off.
That's what's happening. Is all these pre-existing conditions are floating
Carlin
around.
Bit right along those lines. He's like, you know what I do when I drop food on the ground? I pick it up and I eat.
That's it, dude. You blow off the dust.
Yeah,
and you eat it.
Make sure there's no hair on it, and
that's how it look. Yeah. Nobody wants hair on their food. So
I did that to Annabelle's peanut butter sandwich today. Actually, I dropped part of it on the kitchen floor. And I was like, God damn it! And picked up a quarter of it. And I was like,
if you look at
hair off, and it was good to go.
If you look at it this way, Obamacare did away with pre-existing conditions, but the pandemic just kind of made up for it.
Yeah, it
did. Yeah, that's really true. That's a
shitty way to look at it.
But it's not wrong.
It's made up for lost time.
So
didn't kill enough people. Whoops.
Didn't kill the right people.
Right.
Your bit about I was interested to talk to you about the Marvel inclusivity thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted to see how Shang-Chi's second weekend went. And
how was it?
It's not only is it holding strong, but it is greatly and vastly outperforming Black Widow.
Really?
And so it really
pushes fault.
It pushes an interesting spin on the narrative of, so you can't see this, Bruno, but so what we were discussing in the chat earlier was Chris made the point that the MCU was built on the backs of a strong white male characters. And now that they've established those characters and they're pushing the inclusive stuff of women and heroes of color and, you know, Black Panther and Shang-Chi and Captain Marvel and all that kind of stuff.
Shang-Chi
is it going to continue to grow strong and grow, or will it collapse? And then here you have, it's like, oh, well, they tried to do one with a woman and it wasn't very successful in Captain Marvel. And then they tried to do another one with a woman with Black Widow and it wasn't very successful. But all the movies they do with people of color, like Black Widow and Shang-Chi, are crazy successful.
Black Panther and Shang-Chi.
So what did I say?
Black Widow.
Oh yeah, Black Panther. Excuse me.
Black Panther was a record breaker.
Is it a? Yeah, it was the only one they've made that made a billion, other than the Avengers ones. It's the only solo movie that made $1 billion.
They killed one.
Did Black Widow have theatrical release at the same time?
Yes.
But the only problem is that shows like how many people actually have Disney Plus.
Yeah. And Shang-Chi didn't have,
and Shang-Chi didn't have Disney Plus.
Surprised the shit out of me. I was like, I probably could have.
Plus, there's torrenting.
Yeah.
And when there's a digital copy that you can get that's as good as what Disney Plus puts out, they're going to torrent it.
Yeah.
So I understand like Johansson's argument about
they should have renegotiated when they decided not to meet.
They totally should have. That was really fucked up of them. I hope they lose that. Yeah, because it was fucked up to do that.
She's got millions of dollars. She doesn't have billions of dollars, but she has millions of dollars, and she could fight this to the bone.
Oh yeah, and she should, because she's right.
I know.
They fucked her. They royally fucked her over.
With a woman, but she is right.
They really flatly fucked her over.
And it's you know, it's something that happens a lot in the film business, unfortunately. You know, they'll just, you know, I'm sure you guys have heard about the creative accounting.
Yeah, Hollywood.
And they just always try to find creative ways to screw you over. And like, dude, just be fair, man. What's the problem of being fair? Everyone will be happy. Everyone will make money.
The biggest problem with our system right now. It's not real capitalism where you get what you're promised. They find ways to fuck you. Yeah. They find ways not to pay their taxes. There should be a constant fountain of money coming out of there that runs to improving communities and shit. And it just doesn't happen because they say, oh, no, we're an Irish company and we pay 1% to this little island government that just funds the IRA.
So I was reading an article the other day about LLCs in Delaware. And it was kind of like the history around it and stuff. And apparently it all started with New Jersey. So when LLC started to become a thing eons ago, all the states were cracking down on business, and New Jersey kind of wanted to promote business in the state. So they had a lower tax rate than everyone else. And you know, businesses started coming into New Jersey, and it created a chain of events where all the states started undercutting each other to see which one would have the lowest taxes, until you got to Delaware, which is like no taxes. So Delaware does not charge state taxes on any kind of any profits you make on trademarks, copyright, things like those kind of assets, right? Mm-hmm. So what companies will do is, like, let's say McDonald's, right? McDonald's has an LLC in Delaware called whatever. Let's call it McDonald's LLC just for the sake of argument. And that LLC owns the rights to the name McDonald's. So all the other McDonald's in the world pay, like, let's say McDonald's has revenue of $100 million. They will pay a licensing fee of 80 million, whatever number they feel like doing, 80 million to the company in Delaware for the rights to use the trademark of the McDonald's name, right?
Wow.
So those 80 million, they're not paying taxes on. They're only paying taxes on the 20 million, which is the difference.
That's
crazy.
Wow. That's nuts. Yeah, I've read a few. I've gone down the Hollywood accounting rabbit hole a little bit, and some of the things that I've seen. One of the really good examples I always found was Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah,
that like those according
those
to
Hobbit feet are expensive.
Was it MGM that did that?
I don't remember.
I think, or New Line. According to New Line's publicly released information, those movies collectively lost like $179 million or something like that. And it's like, no, sorry, that's
dude. Forrest Gump is still in the red, apparently.
I believe
Forrest Gump has not made a single dime. How is that possible?
I believe.
I've seen that movie like 74 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's.
Come on, thanks.
But they get creative with it because they get Shay. Thanks. You get actors who, you know, if Robert Downey Jr. is guaranteed 5% of the profits of the next Avengers movie, he's not going to make dick, which is why you've seen a lot of people who they don't negotiate for profit anymore. They negotiate for like a percentage of the box office sales or flat rate or, you know, stuff like that. Things that are quantifiable that can't be fudged.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Sales, well, what were we looking at the other day? We were talking about HBO Max's subscriber.
Oh, their subscription count, yeah.
And
they've like by
dollar wise, what that means is like, what was it, like 40 million for a month?
Yeah,
or something
ridiculous.
stupid for just the increase on top of what they already have.
Yeah.
So they're making like tons of money, but I also think about like, I feel like Hollywood in general is like built on toothpicks, because like you look at like all these old movies and there's these film companies and production companies and stuff that you don't see today. Mm-hmm. There's ones that have stayed on for a long time.
New Line being,
but like you don't see a lot of
they're gone.
You don't see a lot of Carolco, which I think is belongs to Stallone, or he's tied to it or something, because it was what Cliffhanger was attached to.
I thought you were going to say Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Probably.
Fucking Estelle
you don't
Getty.
see. Well, but, and even companies.
Orion isn't as common as it used to be.
Oh, Orion used to be everywhere, and now you don't see it very often. Even ones that you have.
TriStar isn't as common. It's like Lionsgate's a big one now, Columbia, and they're kind of a joke.
Columbia still exists, but they're not actually Columbia anymore. They're Sony Columbia, and they just use the name, just like Fox
for brand recognition.
Fox and Fox Searchlight. They're not fucking. They're Disney now.
Beautiful Lady Liberty.
Yeah, that'll happen a lot. That'll happen a lot. What they'll do is like, they'll have company XYZ, right? And then they'll accumulate a few movies, and instead of paying people out or whatever, they're just like they're operating at a loss. And then eventually they just close or go bankrupt. And the same people will form a new company called ABC that just inherits the rights of company XYZ.
Yeah.
But they inherit the rights of the assets, but they don't inherit any of the liabilities.
Any of the debt or anything.
Right. So it's, it's a weird situation.
Yeah, creative accounting is magical.
That's
nuts, why the rich keep getting richer. They can leverage low interest loans, buy a bunch of stock, and be like, "Look at me, I'm fucking rich."
That stuff definitely interests me. I'm always curious about how the tax system works and a lot of those law loopholes. It's some pretty fascinating stuff,
and there's a ton of them.
Well, yeah,
and they try and they bury it in weird language, and you need 5 different lawyers who speak 8 different languages to figure it out.
How to exploit them, but by God, once you figure it out,
I
mean,
we're in the money.
No, I think it's interesting that their movies. It doesn't seem like it's the strong white part of it. It's the male part of it that is where they're facing the.
Well, yeah, they get that incel crowd that goes and
sees it 3 times. The blowback.
Have you guys seen the movie Laundromat?
No.
It's on Netflix. It's with Meryl Streep.
And Gary Oldman, and
I think
have not seen it yet.
Highly recommend. It's a little bit about that whole.
Recommend a Meryl Streep movie.
It's she's a fellow New Jerseyan, actually.
Is she?
She is, yeah. But it's a movie about the whole tax loopholes and tax havens in Panama and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It explains a little bit of how things work.
Now I want to check it out. I like Gary Oldman too,
and everything. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool topic.
That subject matter is very interesting to me. Laundromat?
It's called the Laundromat.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It's been on there for a couple of years now, I think.
Yeah. It took me a while to watch it also. It had been recommended to me by like 4 or 5 people. And then eventually I was like, you know what? Today's a good day to watch this.
You're like, fine.
There you go.
The problem with Netflix is a lot of that shit that like you want to circle back to maybe another day is hard to find again. Like I don't know.
Oh, dude, I
don't know how it curates your watch habits, but whatever it does to mine, it buries shit.
It really.
No, I go in and I create a watch list. Like I'll create a list. Like I'll go into Netflix and do add to watch list or whatever. Yeah. And then whenever I'm like, oh, I got some time, let me go watch something. I don't even go to whatever they recommend. I go straight to the watch list. I see what I have and I choose something from there.
So I used to do that, but I'd sit on shit forever.
Do you ever go back through your watch list and think like, what was I thinking at that point? Like who put this watch list together? Because
I
went through mine a couple days ago, and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, why do I want to watch these? I've seen all the best kung fu action theater movies. I don't need to watch this one. I'll watch 5 Elements Ninjas again if I really want to watch something.
No, actually, I don't think I've ever had that feeling. That's
I have actually looked at my watch list and second guessed some of my choices.
I get legitimately angry at
what about
3 weeks ago me sometimes. Like, what the fuck was I thinking adding this to my list? Who are you? Go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and have a full conversation.
Oh my god!
Why did you want to watch Ninja Assassin? That's like
why didn't
lecturing yourself?
Well, no, I've already seen it. I just added it to my list, and I was like, God, I've seen that.
Do I really need to watch Jim Cotta for the 5th time? Why, yes, I do.
Because that Village of the Damned scene where he does the pommel horse,
man,
is fucking phenomenal.
Swinging over the well, kicking the people.
Yeah,
that's fucking great. When he does the handstand walk up the stairs,
the whole training montage is nuts.
What a strange movie.
So what do we think about the inclusivity piece of it?
I'm really
think it's going to tear down.
I'm interested to see how Eternals performs.
Yeah,
because it's a really, really
but their Superman character is still a bearded white man.
Well, yeah. They're really, of everything that they've done so far, this one is really, really deliberately pushing the inclusivity.
And their leader is one of the most beautiful women to ever walk the planet. Salma Hayek is still just gorgeous. I don't even know how that happened.
They've got.
Why are you still so pretty?
She's tapped into.
I mean, they're swinging so hard for the fences on this one that they've even got the little the sprite looking girl that's like the androgynous one. Like they've got white guys, black guys, Mexican ladies, Asian ladies, white ladies, little pansexual. What are they? White. Like, I mean, they are covering every base. Oh, and did we mention that our director is an Asian lady too? Like, it's
and did you
also it was written by a black guy who's only friends with Asians that are in wheelchairs. Like, it's just like they are going full tilt inclusivity on it, and I'm really interested to see how it performs.
I think the Superman scenes are excellent. Just from what I've seen in the trailer, with him flying around shooting lasers out of his eyes and fucking up monsters, I'm all about that movie. That's everything that I want in a movie. Superheroes fighting giant fucking monsters.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else I really want in a movie. Like deep down in the 12-year-old
especially out of superhero movies. That's what I don't want superheroes getting deconstructed by Zack Snyder. I want them fighting big monsters.
Yeah. Goddamn dude needs an editor.
I don't have I think there's a lot more. I've seen a lot more movies with female directors lately. I just think they need to get can we get through
it's the
service of it,
yeah.
I
want to get over. I want to get over that.
If they're directing a really great movie, great. Because I don't care what gender my director is.
I don't care that a crippled black woman wrote it. I don't care. All I care about is if I enjoyed the movie.
Right.
And they want to push this, girl power or whatever. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Just show me a good film and people will go see it.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It's if Black Panther is a really good example of
ruining something.
Of a really mediocre movie getting propped up to look at the heights that it got propped up to for literally no other reason than it was like, this movie celebrates black culture. And that again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I agree with that. I support that. But if that's the only thing that you have to say about your movie, then I probably don't really want to see your movie or need to see your movie.
No. Yeah. Bill Claw, which pissed me off because
don't
talk about empty fucking art.
Don't sell me the content based on
the whole time. You don't see villains having that much fun very often. And he died like a third of the way through the movie, like at the end of the first act.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to see. You don't kill your best villain a third of the way through the movie.
Let me ask you about a thing about Shang-Chi. Was Awkwafina insufferable?
No, but she wasn't good.
Okay. I find her to be insufferable.
I don't like her brand of humor.
Yeah, that fucking My Badge video is what put her on the map, and it is the most fucking bullshit.
I don't like her bullshit stage name.
She's grating.
I don't like the clothes that they put her in. The costuming was terrible. She looked like the 90s ejaculated.
She's just she's there to be the amazed sight. Wow.
Yeah.
And then say like wry things. Basically,
and they're not even really that
essentially the essence of what I got from the preview is like, she's the Dane Cook of Simon Says.
I do like that they did have her not be just the romantic lead, though.
Yeah,
because that's something like what they did with Rachel McAdams in Doctor Strange would be a good example of
you talk.
There was no point for you to even be. There's no point for you to even be in the movie. You were just, and I'm glad they didn't relegate her to that role. Yeah. Like I'm glad that they did at least something different. Well,
I leaned over to Rick and I was like, she is the dumpiest person ever in a Marvel movie, like,
Asian or not. I mean,
Asian. Oh no, I mean, like her body shape, like everything about her is just really. How did she even make it to
her? If I had to draw a picture of a butt, I would draw like something approximating her face. And I know that sounds juvenile, but when I see her face, I just think that's a butt.
I think her mouth looks like a sphincter. But no, and I know that I normally empathize with the villain, but I have never been like so on board with the way a villain was presented. I totally get that guy, the not Mandarin, whoever the leader of the 10 Rings is. I can't remember the actor's name.
Tony Leung.
Yeah, he is fantastic, and everything about his whole journey through the movie is believable. It's just wild.
Wyatt is to the point where he's ready to just catch it when it comes out on
the Plus.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's watched enough like spoilery content online because he's a big YouTube.
Rachel McAdams isn't dumpy. Aquafina is dumpy.
Oh.
She's one of the dumpiest people who's ever existed.
Yes, Rachel McAdams is beautiful.
Yeah.
She's the reason I watched The Notebook.
I didn't see that.
It's a good movie.
But actually, The Notebook
is a really good movie.
Is a good love story.
Really well made.
Every
movie,
actor hits it home. James Garner.
Gosling fucking owns it, and so does James Garner. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Rockford.
James Marsden is great at getting dumped on.
There aren't a whole lot of movies that are like super chick flicky that I will stump for. That's one of them.
Notebook's one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. Wow. Like a really great movie.
You've never seen it, man?
No.
It is worth the watch.
Dude, it's definitely
absolutely worth the watch.
I've seen it more than once.
It's right in.
Yeah, so have I. I've seen it a few times. It's a great movie.
It's right in the Forrest Gump type of vein.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
because it goes through history and shit.
Do they hit a bunch of
No. Not like that.
Like, she bumblefucked her way through a love story and somehow caused JFK's assassination.
It's one of those rare movies that like it really deliberately goes for your feelings, but it doesn't feel cheap or pandering or like it's low-hanging fruit. Like I'm
going to go ahead and without seeing it attribute that to her skill as an actress.
Well, and again, it's not just her. There's Ryan Gosling, there's James Garner, there's a list of really, really talented people in it. It's a great show.
Yeah, she's the best Irene Adler that's ever been.
God, now I'm going to watch
What was
the
that?
Notebook tonight.
What was that other one?
And there's a really good meme that came out of that movie. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Yep.
You're right.
Taco Tuesday.
What was the other one that Love Actually? That's another one that is
it has no right being as good as it is.
Okay, so
it's
I would
Love Actually. I know.
I would not make comparisons.
Up there with Die Hard and Lethal Weapon in best Christmas movies.
I wouldn't put it comparisons in terms of like tone or anything like that, but it has that same quality of like, dude, this is a movie about a bunch of people falling in love. I'm not its audience. I should not like this as much as I do, but I really, really do. It gives me that kind of vibes.
But you've got that scene of Hugh Grant dancing.
The pacing on it and the acting and just the way, like it really felt like a fun movie to be a part of.
Yeah, if you make a movie, and this is a good example of what I said. I don't care what it's about or who made it, but if you make a good movie, I will watch it.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time I've ever heard anything that wasn't a joke about The Notebook.
No, it's great, man.
And so I'll probably end up watching it now. But because that's three people.
I want to talk to you. Like, try to watch it before the next episode.
Right.
We can talk about it.
Hudds
watches the Notebook.
That'd be an interesting segment.
Fit it in there. What
homework for the next?
I think it's on a streaming service right now.
Do you want to Google it, or do you want me to?
I'll find out.
Because I'd be interested.
Guy.
Don't
call me guy, buddy.
Friend.
Buddy.
Friend.
Guy.
I gauged. It's on HBO Max.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I thought I saw.
So
go home and watch it on the big.
I know that the two of you haven't watched it because of your reaction to my discussion with it in the chat thread. But Bruno, have you carved out time to watch 'Malignant yet? The new James Wan movie?
No.
It's amazing.
The new 007, right?
No. The new James Wan horror movie.
Oh, James. I thought you said James Bond.
No. No, that's not out yet.
It should have been. Okay. Years ago, but by God, we're still waiting.
You know what?
Doesn't do horror, and so I can't watch it.
It is the most ballsy, audacious, like out there, wide release, big budget movie that I've seen. Like it maybe ever. It is insane, and I almost don't even want to spoil it just because it's.
What is it about? I've just seen the picture, the black and red picture that they have about it.
The lead.
It says paralyzed by fear from shocking visions. A woman's torment worsens as she discovers her waking dreams are terrifying realities.
This woman is having like.
Sounds like my life.
Waking lucid dreams where she's like paralyzed, like sleep paralysis, and she's having like visions of this person murdering people, and
the people are actually dying.
And it has some there's a couple.
Does she have a tumor of some sort?
Yeah, she does. The Malignant is a very it's a very on the nose name. And have you ever had the experience of calling a movie but doing so in a joking manner?
Oh yeah.
Where you say it out loud, but you're like, but there's no way that they'd actually do that because that's the craziest, stupidest, dumbest shit in the world, and then that happens in the movie. This movie is an instance of that.
Really?
There's
her cancer is killing other people.
What kind of? Kind of.
Nailed it.
It's
I did that with The Village.
Well, okay.
I saw a thing and Wayne was like, "Let's go watch The Village."
Okay.
We're all going, and they all went. And I said, "No, I could figure out from the first trailer what that movie's about."
And
that was 20 years ago.
You come to find out, and I'll just if it does anybody mind if I go into spoilers here?
I don't.
Bruno, Ward.
Oh no, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So she was a child who was part of this like medical experimentation facility. You see at the beginning of the movie, and it flashes forward to she's grown up. She's in an abusive relationship. Her boyfriend bounces her head off of the wall in their apartment. And after he does that, she starts having these visions. She sees a vision of somebody breaking into their house and killing her boyfriend. She sees a vision of the same person breaking into a house and killing this other person. And it's like this, it moves in this really weird supernatural way, and you can't see its face. And it's really kind of one of those like, oh, it's totally like it's her, but it's not her kind of obvious type things. Well, yeah, it is. It's not the twist that is the crazy part. It's how they do the twist, because you find out that she was born with, I don't remember what the technical term for it is, but we joked that it was like, what, she had this like tumor in the back of her head that she was like, it was like fucking with her brain and making her like possessed or something like that. And they cut it out of her. What did it like grow up and become like a tumor person of its own? And like, this is the thing that's killing. Well, it turns out that like,
that's exactly
basically that's what's happening. And like an hour into the movie, you start seeing these old videos the people that the thing is killing are the doctors who performed the separation on them, and the people who like worked with them and whatnot. It's out for revenge, right? Well, then you discover the big twist that it was actually like a tumor person, and you see her, this little 12-year-old kid played by McKenna Grace, who is great, and she has this combination of like the Voldemort thing on the back of Professor Quirrell's head combined with Kuato from Total Recall.
Total Recall on that.
It was all I could think, because it literally, the camera pans around and on the back of her head and like in her shoulder blades and stuff is another face that's like all meh type, and it's got little arms and it's like meh, and all I could think the whole time is "Quit, start the reactor," and so they remove they remove this thing from her, and it is actually like, it's actually like supernatural, essentially. Like it is, I mean, which makes sense. Like I told Tori, I was like, it's a fucking monster. It's a tumor man, which.
Well, it came out of McKenna Grace.
I'll get to the tumor man joke in a minute, because it was.
So it sounds like it's kind of a mind fuck.
It's a full blown mind fuck, because
I just added it to my list, by the way.
It's great. It took me like several hours after watching it to decide whether I loved it or hated it, and I think I really, really love it. You'll appreciate, dude, the cinematography in the movie. There's a shot where she's running through her house, and everything is filmed like from top down. Like it's like they removed all of the floors and the roof and everything, and it tracks her running through the house from different room to room to room. And it's really, really, really well done. There's some really, really crazy. James Wan has a lot of cool shots in his movies in general, but it's shot really, really well. But so they removed this thing from her. But then the doctor discovered that there was no way that they could permanently get rid of it, because they share the same brain. So if they kill its brain, they kill her brain. So they cut it all, stuff the aberrant part of her brain back in her head, and they close her up. Well, when her boyfriend bounced her head off of the wall and split her head open, it awoke the tumor man in her head. And so what has been happening is the reason that she thinks she's in like sleep paralysis is because it's basically like locking her in her own mind and taking over her body. And it actually like separates the back of her skull apart and has a little face that comes out with little mouth and little eyeballs and stuff, and you can see its little mouth with its fucked up tumor teeth, and it's like, meh. And it's
God, I gotta watch
dude,
this
it's
now.
so fucking out there. I serious, and this is a big like $40 million Hollywood produced. This isn't some bullshit I found it at the dollar store movie. This is a wide release big movie, and it's bananas.
That's nuts.
And
I mean, big horror movies are back in style.
They really kind of are. Yeah.
You've seen in the last 4 to 5 years.
This is way more out there than anything else I've seen in recent memory. But so we're making the joke, and we're like, so what, did they just like remove this tumor man from her? Because it takes place in Seattle, and it's presented to you as though,
does Frasier have a cameo?
It's presented to you as though this murderer is a real person, and they are living in the Seattle underground, like the remnants of the old city. Right. That's the way that the movie's presented, until the twist comes and you discover that the room that he's had this lady locked in is actually in the main character woman's attic. It's not in they do a lot of creative camera shots to kind of fool you into thinking that that's where he is when he's in his little workshop in the Seattle underground, but he's not. And so it just twists all this on its head, and then I couldn't believe what was happening, and I was like, so wait, did they just like, did they cut this little tumor man person off of her body, and he like somehow escaped from the hospital or whatever, and he grew up and he's just like a tumor person living in the Seattle underground, and then he's just like, and then the next and then the next scene comes, and he's like being chased by cops, and he's running supernaturally and doing all this supernatural like ninja jumps and stuff. And so then it became he's a Ninja Tumor Man, which then led to
Ninja Tumor Man,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Tumor Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Tumor Man, and yeah, it was
hero with a half brain.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, it was strong recommendation. Like I haven't watched a movie that was that genuinely bananas. I really admired the audacity of just like, you know what, we're going to make this crazy movie. Because if it had just been your run-of-the-mill bullshit, she was possessed by something or whatever, it would have been so basic and so predictable and uninspired and just really, really generic. And instead, they went balls to the wall. That's and awesome. We're like, no, it's going to be a fucking tumor man that lives inside her head.
We're going to go ahead and put in the tumor.
Oh god, it's great. It's really, really great.
I mentioned James Bond before, and it reminded me of something. So when I was out in Portugal, I got invited to the southern part of Portugal for like this filmmakers meet and greet / they wanted to show. There's like some property down there, and some guys are trying to promote it for filming and events and that kind of stuff. So they invited me down. And I'm down there, and the guy who owns the property is this German dude who's loaded. He's got to be loaded based off of this house. The guy has the biggest Aston Martin collection in the world. He has Aston Martins. He has Aston Martins from the like that were in the actual 007 movies.
Oh wow!
So much so that some of the car, like he had 5 or 6 of the cars there. And 3 of them, we could not take photos because they were cars from the movie. So they wouldn't let us take photos of the cars. Wow. The house is, I have no words to describe this place. It's like, you know, those movies where you see the houses and then like walls move and things come from the ground and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was this place.
Oh,
so
man.
He had a movie theater in the house in the basement. He takes us down there, and the door into the movie theater is a shelf that's ceiling to floor, so it's kind of like a hidden door type of deal. And there's 3 ways to open this door: using an app on your phone that essentially controls the whole house. The other way is, you know, there's a bunch of decorations on the shelf, and at the top there's like a little statue thing, and he just twists the statue and the thing opens. And I'm in shock. You know,
man, that's fucking cool,
dude. I'm poker facing,
right?
I'm poker facing the shit out of this. You know, I'm over there like, wow, man, that's pretty awesome. That's incredible. You know, but in my mind, I'm over there like,
yeah, right.
You're 11-year-old Bruno. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Poker facing the shit out of it. So, you know, I'm like, oh, this is incredible. He's like, oh, wait, there's a 3rd way to open. So he closes the door back up.
Wait, there's more.
Yeah. And he goes, hey, Moneypenny. And you hear the voice, yes, Mr. Bond. And he's like, can you open the door to the theater, please?
Fuck
of course. Off. And the door fucking opens.
Dude,
fuck. Statues,
dude, dude, I melted. I couldn't believe it. So I get into the theater. The theater has a seating for 7. It's like these nice, comfortable, big couches.
Tell me someone there was like, well, is there another way though? Like in case those ways.
No.
Some dude's totally over it already.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So he's showing us.
You have like a key
you can use.
You know who my dad is?
He's showing us the theater, you know, and he's telling us like, you know, the theater is configured for 7 seats, but you know, because then he has an aspect of his company is like there's a real estate aspect, so the house is almost like a model house.
Yeah,
and he's telling us like, you know, anyone who wants this theater, it's €1 million theater to build the same thing at their house. And he's like, we could build any kind of theme. So that house is 007 themed. The guy's like really into James Bond, 007. So the theater is James Bond themed. There were parts of the house that were James Bond themed, whatever. So he's explaining this to us, and he's like, this theater is configured for 7 seats, but it can be configured for 11 seats or whatever. And I go like, oh yeah, if you build a room bigger, you can put more seats. He's like, no. Watch this. Directs me to the front of the fucking theater, goes to the controls that are on the wall, and the fucking sofas move apart. And another set of seats come from inside the fucking ground. They just emerged from underground. I was,
dude. Fuck you, buddy. Like no other.
Yeah, holy cow.
I swear, like I've been telling this story to people, and I'm telling the story, and I feel like people think I'm lying because it sounds made up. But I swear to you, the house is in it's in Algarve area of Portugal, which is the southern part of Portugal. And I swear, like it sounds made up, but I promise you, this is a real fucking place. So we leave the theater, and there's like a room next door that has it's like some lounge type room, and he wants to show us some other cool shit, and he pulls the TV, it comes out of the wall and up, whatever, that's not a big deal. But he's showing us renderings of another house that he's going to build that's going to be Star Wars themed. So it's going to look kind of like the Millennium Falcon. And then he's showing us a garage that he's building in that house that's going to look like the fucking Batcave almost. So
yeah, I was going to say, I saw online somewhere, I saw somebody's theater that they had built and refinished to look, it was modeled after a bat cave.
Jeez.
And it was really fucking, they spared no expense. It looked like a theater inside of a cave. It was really cool.
I believe it. I mean, the guy said, like, whatever theme anyone wants, we can build it to that theme.
It's just
so he's showing us the renderings of this garage, right? And the garage legit looks like Bruce Wayne's underground garage. It's huge and can fit like 7-8 cars. And I don't mean like 7-8 cars, right next to each other. 7-8 cars as in one here, one here, one here. And the cars are going to sit on this round platform that when you open the garage door and you come into the garage, the car rotates to face
like
you.
Fucking Batmobile.
Yeah. Exactly. To face you.
Which Batcave?
That's cool as fuck.
Dude,
which Batman was it?
No. It's not modeled like the Batman.
Oh, okay.
But it feels like it.
Man,
it feels like it. The center of the room is gonna have these like cubes that you can pull them up from the ground to just be a table, and then there's another level next to it that's a little bit deeper in the ground. And it's hidden behind walls that when the walls go down, it reveals this other section in the garage that's kind of like an office. It's going to be like an office space. So we finish watching the video. He takes us out and around to the actual garage, but it hadn't been finished yet. It was just
that's fucking wild.
It was just the raw space still and just cement. So they haven't done any of the intricacies yet, but you saw the bones of it, the bone structure.
Yeah.
And he had a quad there. And I turned, like, I know a little bit about quads because I've owned one. And I asked him, like, oh, what kind of quad is that? He's like, oh, it's a quad jet ski. You drive it into the water and the wheels go in.
Jesus,
and then it's a fucking jet ski.
I quit.
Dude, I quit. Ward's out. Ward's done.
I've completely lost it life.
This guy, I couldn't believe it, man.
I'm gonna go home and hang myself.
I had gone down with a friend of mine who's also a filmmaker. And then, at the end, they took us out to dinner and stuff. Because he's trying to promote people to come and do projects there. Yeah. So they're wine and dining us and all that stuff. Yeah. And so me and my buddy, we get in the car to drive down to the restaurant, and we're freaking out. We're like, dude, is this real life? What is this? Where are we right now? Where are we? Incredible, man. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome. God damn.
If you search I think Spy Manor. If you search Spy Manor, it should come up.
That is some serious.
Can I do it with Bing?
Fuck you.
No.
Can I do it with Bing? You can't do anything with Bing, Ward.
I'm gonna find it and send the video to my son.
Dude, this place is incredible. Yeah, spymanor.com. It'll take you to the video about the house, and they have like a little clip that shows you kind of a promo for the house, and you can see the house. And the house it's got an infinity pool outside with a view out into the ocean. It's
That's
at
not
the top
even
of a
impressive
cliff.
at this point.
No, not at all.
Like,
dude, that's why I didn't even bring it up.
10 minutes ago, I would have been all about it. And now I'm like,
that's the house. That's the house right there. That is the house.
Holy shit.
So you have the pool right there. That is the infinity pool. And there's a huge little living room area. Dude, the guy has a working sports car in the living room as just a decoration. It's just a decorative sports car in the middle of the living room.
I don't care. I have it in the living room.
Oh man, it's pretty nuts, man.
No
pretty
underwear.
insane.
Care.
Movie inspired cinema and garages.
Here we
go.
It.
Yeah, I'm
all
on
about
there.
that life.
That's it.
We transform fiction into reality.
That's crazy.
Everything we do was inspired by movies.
Theaters,
dream garages. Dude, this shit. Oh my God.
Well, this website is fucking tits.
Yeah, no, the website is bananas. And
it's like, crazy, man.
I feel like this is going 20 or 30 years from now. This is going to be the dude who comes up with the actual holodeck and stuff.
I know that it's
Dude,
almost there.
Look at this shit.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable.
I wish.
Nicole, you have to see this shit.
What? Look at this guy's house. Bruno got to go there.
Look at the secret hidden entrances to the garage. And like when you walk into the garage, the cars are on little platforms that raise like the fucking bat cave.
Oh, so you see that little lounge area?
The little
that
walls.
Oh, look.
Yeah. Like
you see the wall moving?
Yeah.
Look, that's into the theater. That's into the theater. That little. That's the theater. That's the theater I was in right there.
That's awesome, dude.
Man.
That's the theater he was in.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
For 7 people, but if you want 11, you can.
Yeah.
And then the couches move.
The floor opens up and
Oh wow,
dude.
Show that to Alex when I go.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the wine cellar, only videos of it, but yes.
Dude, this is insane.
Very much so. Very much so.
Crazy.
That no one can afford except for rich people.
Man, I gotta get my ass to Portugal.
I gotta get
this place.
Yeah,
this is southern part of Portugal.
Southern part of Portugal.
So when the podcast takes off,
Yeah.
There you go.
As soon as that happens,
Once that internet money starts rolling in, man, I'm getting me a fucking bat cave, fellas.
give me that YouTube money.
Dude, go out there to record an episode.
Not at
oh
all.
shit. Thanks, honey.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. My wife brought me food.
Oh yeah. So I mean, look, that's pretty much the house. And if you go to
So your trip to Portugal was fun, is what you're telling us.
yes, very much so. If you go to the movie inspired cinema and garages, you can see renderings of what kind of stuff they can do in terms of movie theaters, and this stuff is just out of this world. It's incredible.
Wow.
Oh, actually, at the bottom of the theater page, there's, oh my God, it shows you the video. It shows you the clip of the thing moving. So go to movie inspired cinema and garages at the top menu.
Okay.
Here we go.
And then scroll down, go to home theater.
No more. Click this button to know more.
And
I'm doing
then
my part.
once
That's what
this
she said.
loads,
No more.
once this loads, you'll see some of the rendering. So if you scroll through, it'll show you like things that they can pull off. But if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see the theater.
Yeah,
they can pull off.
Yes. That's the real theater right there. But if you keep going down, that one, make it come true. If you keep going down, it'll show you the seats actually moving.
Here we go. Okay.
No. Well, yeah, actually, I guess that shows you a little bit.
Raises with little steps too.
The back seat raises.
The basement looks sad.
Look at that. Look, that's exactly what I saw. That's what I witnessed in real life was this.
Oh my god.
So the front seats move forward. The middle seat comes out from underground.
God, I brought extra people here.
That's so insane.
The party at a beach.
That's it. So
I had to
go up right there. See that?
Here. Oh, whoa.
That's literally it. That is the theater. That's what happens. That I saw that happening in front of my own eyes.
God, I hope my kids are successful.
God, no shit.
Oh my god.
Nuts,
man. I'm gonna
That's
tomorrow.
Just give me just €1 million.
Be like,
in 2021 money.
Matthew, it's very important that you keep studying hard in school, son, okay? We can get a theater with moving seats if you apply yourself.
It's very important that you learn the fundamentals of football so you can get that football money.
Oh, my God.
Bro, I was
football before school.
I couldn't believe
the football stuff is still new to me. I'm getting
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, am I in a movie right now?
Yeah, that's insane. I can't imagine having something like that in my home.
I'm not sure why
I would never leave the house.
Didn't start building homes.
I would never leave the house. That's crazy.
No.
Pandemic what?
Amazon would deliver all my shit.
Yep.
There's no reason to leave.
There's no reason to leave.
There's nowhere on earth better than home.
No, there's
well, because I mean, even with what I have right now, there's barely a reason to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had this.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my
I wonder
god.
if you'd get bored of it. Like that's what people do. Like people stop being fascinated by things that become commonplace.
But
so pretty much lived there.
You just keep creating things that are of interest to you. Like if I had the money, I'd put on hockey rink. I'd put in a hockey rink so I could play hockey. But then I'd have to be like, make all my friends come play hockey with me.
I yearn for the day where I'm getting bored of things like hidden seats in my fucking movie theater.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Like it's super interesting.
Oh, I'm sure that you know, but I also like I can say with absolute certainty that it would take a long time for the novelty of something like that to wear off. I would probably break the mechanism, just opening and closing the floor over and over again, like a kid with a button, before the novelty would wear off.
That's what I would be worried about, breaking shit.
I'm just thinking about how quickly I get tired of relationships, and that's a whole person, like a whole universe unto themselves. So I think that'd be like an afternoon of, that's pretty awesome.
Nah, man, I'd spend a whole afternoon just opening it and closing it. People be like, what'd you do today? I'd be like, I hung out in my theater. What'd you do? I moved chairs around in my theater.
Pretty incredible.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
That it's like something that 7-year-old me would have just been like, yep, that's what I want out of life is that.
So now you understand why there was like an 11-year-old inside of me just screaming.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Internally. Like
kudos
straight
to you
face.
I was gonna say kudos to you for keeping it together, because man, I just started jerking off right there. Like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I was, you know, I had to keep it professional. Right. It was a networking event. I had to
locations for a living.
I had to be like, look, that's pretty much. That was me. Like, look, I do this for a living, but this is actually a pretty cool place. But inside my mind, I'm going ballistic,
screaming.
Yeah, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Like my first Tool concert.
Wow, Spy Manor.
Moving
for the low price of €1 million.
Moving on, another thing that I was amazed by this week was Amazon Prime is came out with the Netflix of video games, essentially. No, I don't know if you guys have gotten the chance. Dude, oh my God. This is really good. This is the future of gaming. So essentially, you pay a subscription, right? Right now, if you have Amazon Prime, you can try like 4 or 5 games for free. But then it's a subscription model. And they have a bunch of games, like a huge Rolodex of games. And I guess they're just expanding. And you don't have to have the hardware to play this game. You just have to have an internet connection. And then they essentially... It runs on their end and it streams the image to you. Wow. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try this.
No shit.
Let me see how buggy and laggy this is. So I hooked up my an Xbox controller to my computer and I started it up. Automatically detected the controller, knew it was an Xbox controller. Didn't have to make any kind of configurations, nothing. Dude, I started playing a game right away. I wasted like 6 hours of my life playing games because it was so good. There's essentially no lag that I could notice. I played, I think it's called Metro Exodus.
No shit.
And I played this like kind of the other game I played was more of a childish game. But whatever. It was just to try it out. Dude, it's the future. It's the future.
Gaming to me, I understand. I play all kinds of childish shit.
I watch children's television constantly, man.
I'm not even trying to. I'm just saying, like,
I go back to Diablo 3 like a loser.
I forgot. Oh, it was called Monster Boy, I think was the name of the childish game that I played. It's got like a Super Mario vibe, kind of.
Yeah.
It's that kind of, but it's cartoony. Like Super Mario. Anyway, but it was good. Dude, the controller worked flawlessly. I would hit the button and instantly you would see, action on the screen. So there was no lag that I can detect with my naked eye. Graphics were pretty good.
Amazon's website?
You play it through Prime or?
Yeah. So if you go to either Amazon Prime, I don't know. I Googled Amazon Prime video games, I believe. Amazon Prime video games.
Over here on the West Coast, it's called Vidia. It's a video game.
Prime Gaming. So yeah, Prime Gaming. And then you played right from the browser, which is crazy to me.
So you could do it on a tablet, essentially.
Possibly.
That'd be gnarly if I could just grab this thing and just be like, I'm gonna play this.
I'm sorry, it's not Prime Gaming. It's called Amazon Luna. So if you Google Amazon Luna, you'll get there.
So gaming.amazon.com isn't?
Yeah, it's amazon.com/Luna, Luna. So they have a Resident Evil is free to play right now. Monster Boy, Reroll, and Metro Exodus are the four games that you can play for free if you have an Amazon Prime account. And you can play unlimited through September 15, which I think is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you have to subscribe monthly. But it's cloud gaming. It's cloud gaming. The early access price is $6 a month.
Yes, Chris, you're correct. It says cloud gaming service that lets you play on supported Fire TV, tablets, Windows PC, Chromebooks, iPhones, iPads, and select Android phones.
Jiminy Christmas.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So I can play the new Call of Duty on my fucking Google Pixel 3 XL. Oh man. God, I love the future.
I don't think
the future.
I don't think they have Call of Duty on their list yet, but essentially, yes, you would be able to do that.
Man.
That's wild. And like, imagine you could just switch between devices. Your game is always saved because it's on the cloud.
Yeah.
You can run it on any device. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's wild.
But
I'm not even gonna bother with consoles.
That's
no,
crazy.
What for? What for? There's no need.
Fucking Bezos.
I'm telling you, man. I seriously think their stock is gonna go up another like $1,000 in the next year. It's incredible. So yeah, for $6 a month, you get 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second, and you can play on 2 devices at a time.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Now what's reroll? Go up to reroll. He was talking about the free games this week. Katamari. That's such a crazy ass game.
Yeah, it is.
Where you just roll through and absorb the whole universe. Fantastic.
Man.
So ideally, you want to have a controller to play, obviously.
Yeah, there's an
you can still play. You can play with the keyboard and mouse if you want, but obviously some of these games are better played with the controller.
Oh yeah,
right.
And but dude, you can get any controller and hook it up to your computer these days, easy.
Yeah, they just hook up
Bluetooth. They hook up Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So PlayStation, any of the PlayStation controllers, practically any Xbox controller, you could get third-party controllers. They make a SNES 8-bit Bluetooth controller that you can get on Amazon. A USB controller that you could just hook up with a USB port.
Yeah, I was going to say I have my Xbox controller, which I hook up with Bluetooth, and then I have a USB hookup controller for my PC as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I occasionally play Halo on my computer, so I have the Xbox controller. I don't have consoles though. No more consoles.
No, I'm not going to foot.
Well, yeah. After this.
No, dude.
No
I'll
point.
have to ask my kids if they looked at this at all.
Who needs to?
I mean, if you think about it, like a console these days costs you what, $500, right?
Yeah.
So
and if you're
bare bones version,
and if you're me, all it does is stream. I don't fucking play games at all anymore.
At $6 a month, you'd have to play for 83 months before you hit $500.
At that point,
and you don't have to buy the game.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Or that's like a half-life for a console.
Well,
yeah.
And if it's got everything,
that's 7 years,
which it looks like
7 years. Yeah.
You're probably playing cross-platform.
This is
whatever you want. You probably can't get
crazy.
the new Wolverine game that's exclusive to PS5, but
yeah, that's the only thing.
At this point.
Right. There's other stuff
There's
out
other
there.
things
There's Amazon Prime,
And
Amazon Luna's Wolverine game.
If I really gave a shit, I could watch it like I did God of War.
Exactly. Yeah, just watch a video of somebody playing it.
Because
they have
fun to play in it.
Yeah.
They have Assassin's Creed. They have Rainbow Six. They have Far Cry 5, Ghost Recon, which is Tom Clancy. They have like some solid games on here.
Yeah, they really do.
Nuts.
This is insane. I'm kind of with you. This will take off, and
yeah,
boy, I'll bet Microsoft and Sony are shitting in their pants right now over something like this. Because
they better do something fast. Because I'm telling you, this is going to be the future.
If it's
you can buy any device, it doesn't even need a lot of power. It just needs to have good internet.
You just need a solid internet connection, and we're reaching a point now where that's literally readily available anywhere.
Yep.
I mean, I can, and if you're even somebody like me who say I'm somewhere where I don't have an internet connection, my data signal, the hotspot that my phone creates, is strong enough that I can stream in HD on my TV using my phone hotspot. So it's damn sure fast enough to be able to handle that kind of shit.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I have a 100 meg line at my house, and the norm these days is like gigabit or 500 meg. So, and it ran perfectly fine for me. Honestly, you'd be okay with like a 30 meg line even to do something like this. 25 megs. You don't need nothing crazy for this, because it's just it's just supplying you with an image. That's it.
There's a $70 controller for it that hooks up directly to Luna instead of going through your computer. It links up directly with the cloud, but it still streams on your computer.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And you can control it with Alexa, which I don't have, but probably should get one because I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I've pushed back on that, but
I fell so deep down the conspiracy rabbit hole over the last 30 years that I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I carry around a spy in my pocket. What does it matter if I put something that lets me tell the curtains to open? You know, like at least I can smart house it.
Yep.
It just doesn't matter anymore. And then I can just be like, Alexa, play Despacito. And she'd just do it. Actually, she'll probably be like, that's only available to Amazon Music subscribers. Here's a radio station based on Despacito.
The one thing about that I will say that still does drive me a little bit nuts, and I run into it at Tori's house regularly because she's got a few Alexas set up, is like the conversation that we're having right now where we keep saying the word Alexa, something would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be like, I don't understand why Alexa's over there doing that bullshit. And she'd be like, I'm sorry, I couldn't play that bullshit. Would you like to hear Despacito?
when I was still married, we had like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And we had it set so that you had to say computer.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, computer, yes.
See, I didn't know you could do that.
That's my fart box.
I didn't know you could do that. I should have Tori set hers up like that.
Well, I
the kids are the real culprits because kids
are stupid.
They're still learning the technology.
I love them.
I long ago told Siri to address me. Well, at one time it was Bruce Willis, and then I changed it to the one who knocks. And then I'll be like, Siri, what's my name? And she's like, your name is Ward, but you asked me to call you the one who knocks.
Mine would call me the Senate.
The Senate.
Oh man!
Every once in a while, I'll go on my Facebook profile and it'll say, how do you pronounce your name? And it's the Senate. And I remember I put that joke up there like 7 years ago, and it's still funny.
That's great.
Who are you? I'm Emperor Palpatine. That's who I am. Do it. Cut his head off.
Technology, man. It's crazy.
What a time to be alive.
I know.
That's right.
And I'm at a point that I just don't give a shit anymore. Like, they're like, but don't you get tired of people listening in on you? Nope, not anymore. I did.
I went through a period. You still have a period, like a choice beyond the point that they're listening to you. Yeah. Just because, so yeah, my phone will suggest to me things that I've.
Well, your watch listens to you, and that's with you all the time.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can always just be like, hey, watchy.
Hey, watching.
Boy, I wish my watch would suggest my phone's something constantly I could have for saying
you
tonight.
Should jack off now. Now's a good time.
You're 5 minutes late for your jerk off set.
Dude, so Tori and I were having a conversation about this the other day, actually, because I went on Twitter, and I don't follow very many people on Twitter. I don't have much of a Twitter presence at all, but I'd
like to tweet from you today.
Yeah, I know. And I have a story behind that because it's not one of those things that's just like, oh, they're similar. Like there's all these little weird fine details to it that are like, this is fucking plagiarism. Somebody who writes for American Horror Story found this movie at the dollar store like I did and watched it and was like, oh, I can make an episode about this.
Well, yeah, but you just have to be like, it's an homage.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're paying tribute.
Oh man, nobody's paying tribute to Antrim. in the dollar store DVD bin at yeah, holy shit, that's a whole nother can of worms. But shit, what was I saying?
Long pause.
Twitter.
It's a long
pause. Yeah. Well, you threw me off and got me thinking.
Ron having a stroke.
You got me thinking about Antrim.
Burnt toast.
I don't have much of a Twitter presence, but I got on and I started following Felissa Rose, which is the lady from Sleepaway Camp, because I had something that I wanted to say about her in some other movie that I saw her in. And so I figured if I was going to talk about her on Twitter, I should at least throw her a follow. And then there was another lady who is like a fitness model wannabe actress that was in this really, really terrible movie that I watched. And so I threw her and another dude a follow because the guy looks a lot like if Casper Van Dien and Tom Brady had a baby.
That's not possible.
And
two dudes.
I know, right? But she and he are part of this circle of, it's a large circle of really, really low budget Canadian filmmakers and actors and actresses and stuff. And they do a bunch of movies together, and they're hilarious and bad.
It's really cheap now. You can do it with an iPhone.
It's amazing what they can do with the like not just, it's not small budget filmmaking like I was talking about. It's micro budget where it's like, yeah, we made an 80-minute movie for 35 grand. And and it's amazing. And so I started following them. Well, so I follow these two ladies on Twitter, like in rapid succession. And ever since then, all of my Twitter notification suggestions have gone from like things related to the news, things related to movies and movie news, like those three general things. Every notification that I get now is that I should, some lady. It's some fitness model lady or some actress lady. Oh, it's just all nothing but advertisements that are tweets that these women, they're tweets that these women make, and then they do the pay to promote thing so that they get, you know, extra, they push them to people. And it's literally, it's just like, oh, I'm home alone and it's me and my titties. And it's just, it was to the point where I was getting like 2 to 3 of these notifications a day.
Jesus Christ.
She's in Alabama.
But before I had to go on there and finally, and like now I set it up so I don't get, the only time I get notifications is if it's from somebody that I actually follow.
You know what?
Because holy shit.
Terrible about that is that wouldn't exist if there weren't people that
there's
bit
dudes
that
that eat
fucking
that
hook.
shit up. I don't understand it. Like,
oh yeah, I clicked on a few of them, and there is a flood of messages from these dudes who are
so
just
beautiful.
And I'm like, oh my god, these are real people. That's a real.
Half of them are just Russian bots.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, it's only half of them. The other half
you
are
want to
real.
Make sex with me?
The other half are
real
weird
people, like real weird people.
Yeah,
and
some of them, 5 of them are the same dude.
Right.
And he loves her so much he wants her to fall for one of his personas.
Yeah.
I don't care if you ever touch me.
the Tom Haverford.
Throw into my persona.
I made
Tom and Haverford. Yeah. And it's for nerd.
Oh, and it's for nerd. That's the worst one.
No one's ever hit that one.
Tom A. Haverford, Tom B. Haverford.
I hate Tom Haverford.
Oh,
I hate Aziz Ansari.
I don't really care for him, but I really liked him as that character.
I love that show though.
He was so.
Speaking of good sitcoms,
when he
Jesus,
there hasn't been a good sitcom in a while.
The Good Place.
The Good Place is probably the most recent one I can think
Mr.
of.
Mayor was okay-ish.
The Good Place is probably the only sitcom I cried at the end.
Ted Danson came to that after The Good Place, and it's not great.
That dude had another project, and it was
see those commercials for that Ordinary Joe.
No.
Oof! It looks.
Woof.
Woof. Oh,
I really
Bruno.
think if you're watching comedies, that's going to be a streaming service you're going to find him on.
I saw that that one that you worked on here that we were talking about recently, the Hulu one, Only Murders in the Building, got picked up for a season 2.
It got picked up for a season 2 before it was even done filming.
Oh no shit.
We already knew.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
I'm not working on it. Well, I mean, as of right now, I don't think I'm going to be working on it, but who knows?
Yeah,
things could change. It's a different line producer and a different location manager.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Still going to be in New York, but I've been watching. I saw the first 3, 4 or 4 episodes, whatever it is that's out so far, and I mean, I'm enjoying it. You know,
I'm waiting.
I know the story.
I'm waiting for it to be done to watch it, but I've heard very good things.
Yeah, I've watched, I think, 4 or 5 episodes of it, and we really liked it.
Yeah,
it's been fun. It's been a fun watch. Well, and I like the actors in it.
Yeah,
even Selena Gomez isn't terrible in it.
No, her voice is a little weird. I think not like a bad weird though.
Replacing Chevy Chase with her as the third wheel in the Martin and Short and Chase trio.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As the third amigo.
Yeah, as the third amigo was pretty inspired casting.
Yeah, because I don't think
for sure.
Chevy Chase much.
I have one of my best tweets that nobody ever saw because no one sees my tweets. Was
it doesn't even notify me.
I'd rather have my picture taken with a cardboard cutout of Fletch era Chevy Chase than present day Chevy Chase.
Who wouldn't?
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Medium level talent.
Well, I
had some good days.
But
he definitely had some good days.
It is 8:30, which means it's about time for me to turn into a pumpkin. The kids have got school in the morning. Matthew's first football game is tomorrow, so I got to get home and get them to bed and whatnot.
Kind of a boner. Before we do go, though, I do want to tell you about McNugget or McDonald's.
The breakfast burrito. Okay.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
We can close on that unless there's any other pressing stuff that we haven't covered.
I can talk about Amazon gaming all day. That's just me.
Recently we went on a road trip over to Oregon, and my wife and when we were coming back from that trip, just based out of like necessity for convenience sake, my wife ordered a couple McDonald's breakfast burritos, which have been for as long as I can remember my go-to. I don't go to McMuffins. I used to do like the McMuffin, but it got to the point where it's just too fucking heavy. Like it just sits out, like it sits weird in my stomach.
You got to get the ham instead of the sausage.
Yeah, I like the sausage though.
I do too.
But
loves
the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin is great. But but after you eat it, you're like, ugh. And the biscuits, they might as well just throw all the fucking biscuit stuff away.
Yeah.
Because they're just these dry, crumbly pieces of bullshit.
McDonald's has never had a good biscuit. Their biscuits
are fucking shit. Yeah. McDonald's, take notes. Stop selling the biscuit shit.
Call up Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. So because she was driving, she ordered breakfast burritos because they're easy to manage while you're driving. Yep. And so now they're like the only, like before she was eating the McGriddle, which the McGriddle for me is too sweet because it's infused with syrup in the
20 years ago it was the best thing ever, and now it's like that's too sweet.
But she was doing that, and then all of a sudden, like now it's burritos every day, all day, motherfucker. Like
go to Taco Time for the best breakfast burritos ever.
I've had Taco Time's breakfast burritos; they are great.
2 for $7, and they're like a day's worth of food.
You saw the breakfast burritos that I've handmade.
Yeah, I have seen those.
Those are
never gotten to sample.
Those have turned out.
Sometime we'll do it like the pizza.
Yeah. I just need to get a microwave out here.
So
I can't believe that she's just now discovering these.
Well, I mean, she was aware of their existence, but she wasn't aware of their greatness.
Of how good they are.
Yeah, I mean, she's seen me eat them plenty of times, and she just was kind of like,
the
burritos do
something about it. I don't know if it's there's a powder they put on it or what, but it makes my teeth feel like they're coated with something. I have to wipe them down.
There's something in the eggs. I would think that there's a powdery something. Like the eggs must be a powdered egg.
I love burritos.
I was apprehensive about them initially just because I don't know what it is about me. I'm always really apprehensive about new foods at McDonald's. Like when they first,
because you tried a McRib once.
When they first introduced something, like the only thing from McDonald's that I can think of off the top of my head that was a new thing that they introduced that I just dove headfirst into was the spicy McChicken.
The land, sea, and air.
But I was like, oh man, McDonald's is making burritos, and they're like breakfast burritos. Like, stay in your lane, McDonald's. Fuck you. Make your burgers and go home. But
burgers for breakfast.
Then
clown.
Then I tried one and was like, holy shit. The peppers that they use in those are really, really good.
And they're not like, I mean, they're not super filling because I will eat many in one sit. Like, usually if I send my wife for breakfast burritos, because they usually have a buy two deal, so I'm like, 2 is not enough.
No.
So right now, I was doing 4.
I feel like I
was
could do
doing
4 or 6.
But now that she's on the burrito gang, we can do 3 apiece.
In the burrito gang.
Tori brought home 3/4 of an Effie burger here the other night because she works down there. And her plan was
whoa, hold up. When are you bringing Effie's?
I can do that.
To the show.
I can do that. I can absolutely do that.
Way to go.
Between her working there and me working at the sushi restaurant, man, we bring home a lot of really, really good food. Effie Burgers, Bruno, you probably don't know, they're a staple of Lewiston here. The business has been open for a really long time, but they make full 1-pound burgers that are like the fucking size of a plate.
It's like a
dinner plate.
They're huge, but they're made like
They're like
appropriately. So they're well, that's what they're designed
especially
for.
If you do it right, you do the toppings.
Yeah. So she brings home 3/4 of one. She ate a quarter of it while she was at work, and she brings home the other 3/4 thinking she'll eat a quarter when she gets home. I'll eat a quarter of it, and then she'll have a quarter of the burger left over in the morning.
Holy,
girls are dumb.
So when you
girl, you don't know me.
You bring Effies.
Yeah. So
how is it spelled? EFFY?
EFFIE.
EFFIE.
Yeah.
She got fancy in the 80s.
And so she makes her quarter of a burger, and she heads to the basement to turn on the TV because we're gonna watch movies or whatever. And doesn't see me prepare the other half of it because I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, I'm eating all this shit.
Doesn't even make it down the stairs.
Not a question. And I had eaten a quarter of it before I sat down with her, so she didn't realize that I made the half of the burger. She thought I just made the quarter of the burger, and she wakes up the next morning and is all sorts of pissed off. She's like, "Where'd the other quarter of the burger go? Who ate it?"
Sausage on this pizza.
And I tell her, I was like, "Honey, I ate it," and she goes, "When?" And I go, when you watched me eat it. And she's like, "I saw you eat a quarter of it," and I was like, "Yeah, I ate the other quarter of it like before I came downstairs."
And then you were like, "You want me to yell? Shut the fuck up."
You shut the fuck up. I ate a half of an Effie burger before she had even like made it halfway through her quarter of an Effie burger, and she was just disgusted with me.
Is the word.
She brought me a 40-piece. She brought me a 40-piece chicken nugget one day, and she was like, "Can I have some of those nuggets?" And I was like, "They're gone." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And what? She didn't think you inhaled an Effie?
I ate them all. What do you mean?
So I'm looking at a photo, and it's cut into 4 parts.
Right.
The photo doesn't make it look that big, but then I see other photos. I see other photos where people have like their hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can get a shot of somebody holding the entire burger up.
If you search on Bing, there's 3 dudes eating one.
Yeah. If you lower yourself, if you lower yourself to Bing standards,
these guys are trying to lay.
And it's like a small thumbnail size picture.
It is.
I mean, I could tell because I see I'm seeing one with a knife in it, and the knife it's like barely half of the burger. The length of the really serrated part of the knife.
Next to the can of Coke is good.
They're fucking huge.
You need to put them next
and
to
they're
product placement in our podcast. Coco's $1 million.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm looking. This guy is holding it up, and it's the size of his face.
Yeah, dude. They're seriously. They're like as big as your goddamn head. They're amazing.
Yeah, if you ever make it out here, we'll do it up right.
Oh, totally, dude.
Oh, 100%, man.
And like I said, the thing about them is
that ain't Effie's, but that looks great.
They're not just that's Effie's.
Is it?
Yeah.
They make them stack that high?
Oh yeah, dude.
You can I've got
my girlfriend works there. I'll send you some pictures of some of the shit they create that's not on the menu. It's beautiful.
She made
they made a cordon bleu burger here the other day that had a full fucking slab of ham on top of the hamburger patty and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
I've had it like that down there.
Holy fuck.
There's a whole list of things you can add to it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing little menu.
Yeah.
So the lady's name is Effie, the lady who owns it or something?
No, the gal who owns it now is a friend of mine named Randy. Her and her husband Bill bought the establishment here I think 2 years ago.
They should franchise it, man, or
it's been in the valley for longer
before I was
longer than I have
40 plus years.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of food, have you guys tried Mind Your Biscuits and Gravy yet?
No.
Have you?
Is it good?
The gal who, if I'm remembering my 6 degrees of separation correctly,
which is weird because I eat a lot of breakfast.
The lady who runs Mind Your Biscuits and Gravy, her mom is my dog's groomer, if I'm remembering the people correctly.
Oh, okay.
But that's how I got turned on to it.
Well, I discovered that they come up to our place once a week.
Yeah.
And so they're up by A&B in the orchard.
Oh, it's a food truck.
Yeah, it's a food truck. And so they move around.
I don't
like their page on Facebook and you'll find out where they're at.
I hate that.
It's some
movement.
It's some
dude, this looks
food.
good. Banana cream pie French toast, classic French toast, banana custard,
dude.
Whipped cream graham cracker crumble. Wow.
It is some insanely good
Their
breakfast food.
Like they're like recommendation, if you order from them, order online and put it like submit your order, because they always sell out.
Yeah,
really.
They're selling out like every day.
Yeah,
that's good for them.
Yep, and it is
absurdly.
I loathe
this stuff
in general.
Looks delicious. This stuff looks really good.
But yeah, it's some
gray in my hair
ridiculously good breakfast food.
Yeah, it's
Wow. Man,
I highly recommend. And the containers they put it in, it's got the wax lining so that it's not going to fucking leak out all gravy and shit.
So let's think about this. Next time Bruno's on, let's just talk about food the whole time.
I'm
like, hey, if you're in this area, eat this.
I'm really hungry now.
Yeah, I've got some ribs from Texas Roadhouse that are in the fridge at home.
Nice.
Or in the house. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing when I get done. But hey, Bruno, it has been a blast.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Once again, sorry for showing up late.
Hey, no worries, man.
No need to apologize. It's been really fun.
Yeah. One thing before I go. Yeah. ASMR.
Go fuck yeah.
Nice.
It's
ASMR.
The American Horror Stories episode that I was mentioning that plagiarized the dollar store movie has a scene where characters are talking about ASMR because this dude is trying to get his high school girlfriend to bang him. So he turns on Bob Ross in the background. And he's like, I don't know. I saw something online about how like Bob Ross's voice does some weird ASMR shit that just gets girls all wet.
Yeah, he starts
and
talking
all
to
I could think,
and all the ladies start
all I could think was one, Bob Ross smacking his paintbrush, going, "Yeah, beat the devil out of it." that was the first thing. And the second thing I thought of was ASMR.
Nice.
Anyway,
I'm glad at least one of my catchphrases is caught on.
Thanks for joining us, Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
Let's not put so much time between the next one if you're able, if you're available. I'll keep in touch with you and we'll coordinate it.
For sure.
It's been awesome having you on. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Ward, thank you for the golf fight story. That's one of the better stories I've heard in a minute. Thank you.
Oh, I was so proud that I had it. I was this is the best day.
I'm happy that you could share that with us.
All right. Thanks again for joining us, everybody. Thanks for listening. timespentpoorly.com. Gonna hand it over to the beard to take us out. Later.
ASMR.